Get everything going. I got you. Got you, bro. And we are live.
And it's another time that we're going live. Gotta be ready. Thanks, everybody, for the comments, the likes, the shares, everything. Keep appreciating it. Keep appreciating the support. It's a new time. Episode 17. We're getting up there, baby. We are getting up there. We're trying to keep putting it out. It's nonstop. Nothing but good convo. Definitely congrats to Puerto Rico. That was great. They got the job done. The governor stepped down. Blah, 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 bitch. And actually a woman took over, which was something different. So that might be.
Do you remember her name?
Might be a good sign for them. I don't. I'm not good with all that. I just tell you the facts here, okay? I can't tell you factual little picograms.
Give you every little
tip. The governor stepped down. That's what I'm telling you. The people. There was people crying on video and shit. I thought that was really.
Yeah, I never cool. Did find his comments. I never did look into those about what he said about the Katrina victims. Yes. I still haven't looked too that deep into it. A lot of my eyes recently were on the. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I found out, right, what it was about is not only did they have that on them, but apparently there was a group chat going on between him and like other Congress people and shit.
Yeah.
And it got hacked or released or something, bro. And like he was like calling certain congressmen's daughters a whore. Called another daughter a bitch or a congresswoman a bitch. Like,
wow, what the
this guy's had some trouble.
That guy's iffy. What about the other people? Like, how they react to that? How did they like? Did it show how they reacted to it?
They already resigned.
All the people involved in the email. Wow.
Yeah. Well, not all of them, I believe, but one of them already resigned.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Which brings me to another thing that I wanted to talk about, which is I don't know if you found. I have a lot to talk about, bro.
Okay, cool.
I've learned a lot these last couple of days, okay? I've learned a lot these days.
I've learned a couple things myself.
But I learned that I seen you fucking pussy bitch, Jeffrey fucking Epstein.
Oh, yeah, trying to get the easy way out.
Trying to kill himself, you little pussy bitch.
Well, I don't think they're sure if he did it himself or if it was
From what I read, I mean, you can put two and two together. He tried to kill himself.
Either way, cool. I mean...
No, you don't get that is no. You do not get to kill yourself, bro.
Yeah,
you do not get to kill yourself. I hope nothing's wrong with him.
And he just goes back to jail. My thing is, why wasn't he on suicide watch? What's up with that?
It's true,
why was he not on suicide watch? I mean, come on.
You know that and another thing I've seen that he requested a bail and he said he would pay an excess of $100 million, Steve.
Oh, he tried.
He tried so hard, bro. Over $100 million.
He's like,
it'd be cool. It'd be so sad if they were like, okay,
112.
They're like 250.
Let's keep
and
going.
He's just like, okay, that would just be insane.
Okay, 175.
I'm glad that judge didn't give them that.
Oh,
that
hell
would be
no.
Insane.
But like, he's gotten it before. Like, I mean, his last sentences he got something.
And this is what I was getting. This is what I was getting to about this, which is what I learned deeply. Right?
How much?
So one of the reasons that he got that, was a plea that was offered by the state. I believe it's California. Is it where he was at? Or whatever state it was. Yeah, where the first prosecution was.
Was it? I don't know.
So there's a member, right? There's a member that Trump hired in his cabinet, a woman, forget her name also, but a woman that was a part of getting Jeffrey Epstein that first plea deal. And she resigned.
It comes
after he got caught,
doesn't it?
Which I ain't saying implies Trump on something, even though it's not looking good.
It doesn't look good, no.
But all I'm saying is that's sketchy.
Yeah.
That she was even involved in some oddball shit like that. And somehow you got like to this point of power.
Right.
Like how'd you get here? Did that have something to do with why you're here now?
Well, did you you pay attention to like the Mueller testimony that they had going on?
I was going over a little bit before you came down.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that stood out to me. There was, I forgot his name, but it was the one Republican dude. He was going in super hard against Mueller and
the guy that was ran.
Yeah, and he's up for a Trump cabinet position. It's like,
and he's like going to war too. He was going off.
Another thing, everyone called it, but it's so weird how it just kind of like glosses over so easily. They asked if he could be arrested once he left presidency, and it's like they're like, yeah, he's blatantly said yes, and it's like, What? How is?
I like the part where where the guy was going off. He's just like, okay, so we didn't get a charge basically, but he's like, is it true that you got the lawyer? He's like, yeah. Is it true that you got Flynn? Yeah. Manafort? Yeah. And so on and so on. They got like 9 people.
Yes.
I didn't know that altogether he recovered $42 million, which actually funded more than the Mueller report ever cost. So the Mueller report didn't cost taxpayers $1, just so anybody knows that. They actually made a profit.
Oh, yeah?
Because he recovered $42 million.
Huh.
It didn't even cost $42 million for all this.
Huh.
And I guess legal funds, basically, of wherever it was going. But I mean, you can say like all day long, like, listen, I don't even care if that's what it was in Trump, right? Because it already is what it is.
Right. Exactly.
But for anybody to deny, like, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's
when
the
you
one
got
thing that
that many
gets me
people,
about it.
You got 6, 7 people that have literally been criminally charged.
Exactly.
Doesn't look good.
No, not at all. And then you have this whole investigation, which I mean, it's such an incredible shitstorm whenever you watch events like this. I mean, it's just like you really see the division in our country at times like those. I mean, literally you had Republicans and Democrats just pretty much going at each other for fucking 8 hours throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like you really see like the amount of division that like is in our country and how far it's like gotten into our politics. I mean, definitely some of the most, the most divided we've ever been, as far as, having the 2-party system and like really like literally just people like left and back and forth. Oh, this is the Democrats' plan to undermine Trump. And then, the Republicans, the Democrats telling Republicans that, you're not even asking real questions. Did you even read the report? Blah, blah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Aren't you just kind of like sick of it, dude?
I'm like tired of it.
Doesn't it just wear you down? It just like wears you down. Like of like, Trump did this today, and Obama did this, and Hillary does this, and they're fighting over this, and she said this, and this person's backed by this. It's like so overwhelming sometimes.
And then it's gotten so far where it's like you go into any public space nowadays, and I mean, most people's go-to small talk for some fucking reason nowadays is politics. Like the last thing I want to fucking go down.
I'm at the point where I don't care who wins no more, dude. I really do not. I just wish that I could get it to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
I just wish that literally I could like stop seeing it at this point. I'm just tired of it.
Then you have people who are like, well, it's pretty ignorant of you, to kind of like ignore your country. Like it's like to kind of like not care what goes on.
I mean,
like,
for me, I'll
like shut the hell up. Like I think anyone can become sick and tired of this shit, especially what it is.
Well, like I've always
nowadays.
Said, countries are countries, war is war, right? I never look at any of that shit. I've always said it time and time again. I go off of nothing but which candidate I think, like when I'm talking about what I think, that's a good person. I don't go off of, let's say, candidate, right? Not Democrat, Republican, but that's a good person. The only time I base it off of is what they're saying about Earth. Because that's the only thing that matters to me, literally. What do you believe? How do you feel about climate change? What do you think should be EPA, limits? Are you for the Paris Climate Accord? Things like that. That's things in politics that interest me. I want to save Earth. I could give a fuck less, dude. I really could give a fuck less about all these countries. Just because I'm not saying like I'm not a patriot. Like I love America. I am a patriot. Like I wouldn't want to be anywhere else for sure. I wouldn't want to be born anywhere else. But it just gets to the point where it's like, I got a lot going on in life, okay? You guys, really? I got a lot going on, bro. You guys already put a lot on my plate, okay?
Exactly.
I'm working 40 hours a week. I'm trying to pay off fucking debt. I'm trying to progress in life. I got a lot going on. I don't need to be hearing about you guys arguing all the time. Like, can we just get a little tranquility?
And you have 24-hour news networks dedicated to
literally two opposing ones just competing all day of spinning. Let me spin this shit my way. Let me spin this shit my way. Some people, which way do you want your shit spun?
Come together with this whole gangbang orgy of fucking bullshit.
and most of us are owned by the same corporations who happen to be like Emirates.
Pick your side, enter your group, and then defend the shit out of that group. Like,
why does Saudi Arabia and the Emirates and Qatar, why do they have money in our news stations, dog? And doesn't that seem like that's something that should be illegal, people? Why can't they own broadcast stations that broadcast the news to you when they're foreign powers, bro? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's just the capitalism. That's just open market, bro.
And, like, how scary
is the open market, bro?
What did they say? Like it's 7 companies that own all the stations.
Yeah. And then you have.
Do you understand? There's 1,000 stations, bro.
Like, bro, look. So RT, Russia Today, that's a state-owned news agency, and there's RT America. Like, they're allowed to play news to American people. Like, it's really odd. It's a state-run news agency. It's like
straight up espionage that we're allowing.
That's straight up the Kremlin itself. I mean, come on, And then you have I think something happened a while ago with Al Jazeera where they were disbanded or something because they were linked to the Qatari government, something along those lines, But I mean, they're still around doing their thing, and they're just playing under different names and playing off different companies, different hollow companies, and then putting out shit. It's weird to think that we allow foreign and state-owned news agencies to broadcast in America. So fucking weird.
I guess that comes from basically on social media, right? Because you can follow anything you want, like anything you want, and
that's
go down and just share that.
Was that? Oh yeah, I got you.
Thing, but where you can just you're not really gonna deny that, right? But the least we can do is just control our own shit. That's all I'm saying. We can at least control the fact of like 2 news stations that devote 24 hours a day to arguing opposite shit. To just like it's just. It's just the stupidest shit, bro. Like, who can throw shit the farthest? Who can sling their shit the farthest? It's some straight up dumbass ape shit. Like,
and a lot of people, like, one thing that bothers me a lot about it is like, if you aren't tuned in, you're ignorant, you're not smart, you're not intelligent, like, why the fuck does that equate? I don't understand. Like, how the fuck can you like put those 2 things together, being tuned in and brainwashed by CNN or Fox fucking News? Either fucking one of them. I don't care for either. I mean, it's like you say that and it's like, oh, you don't know what's going on in Chile right now. No, I got shit on my plate, my dude. Like,
most of the time, like, this is the best time ever for news.
I'm not in a position
news
to
made a comeback.
Help Chile.
News made a comeback strictly because of Trump.
News,
yeah. It's literally like nobody cared about the news until Trump got back on there. Now, of course, like people always cared about Obama and bashing and shit, and all he's black and blah, blah, blah. They loved it, right? And they hated it. Some people hated it, some people loved it. But like once Trump got in there, it's like now every day the news got something to say, right?
Exactly.
Every day. Trump tweeted this. Well, Trump's going here. Pence did this. This is the next thing. Trump
and they're just getting better at reaching people, man. Dude. You put the same article on every social network. You got Snapchats, you got everything. You know how to reach the masses, and you know where to put it where people will. And then your headlines, skew towards a particular way that are bound to get you riled up.
Clickbait.
Exactly. Clickbait bound to get you riled up.
Is programmed to give you the clickbait.
And then you allow comments, on it. And of course, you're just, and then you grab this, like,
it gives you that thing of like, you just kind of do want to run away, and just like leave the phone behind.
Unplug. Yeah. And that's one thing I think is like, weird and dangerous about like something like a Neuralink or any type of like implant or thing that, goes in your body and, allows you to attach to your smartphone or something. You'll never be unplugged. You will never be unplugged. And then you won't be able to unplug. Like,
yeah, man, you might.
That's something. That's something weird to give up. I don't think people think about that. They're like, "Oh, I'll get one," but like, you won't be able to unplug. You just got CNN in your fucking brain.
I was watching a crazy thing just dragged me into this, but with Lawrence Cross, who was like that, like
he's a physicist, right? Yeah,
scientific theory also, like type of guy.
That dude's wild.
Yeah, I was watching his interview and
which one?
On the podcast.
Joe Rogan one.
And he was talking like, man, that guy is fucking smart. First of all, he's a smart motherfucker, bro. But he was like, he brought up this one question, where he was saying, there's also a quote I was thinking about saying first, but he brought up this question of saying like, okay, let's say like, even when we make AI perfect, right? Like we make self-driving cars perfect, right? You still have to decide moral decision in it, right? Like let's say like you're going 50 miles an hour and you're about to hit 2 school kids, right? Or so the car can either hit the kids or it can slam you into a wall.
Okay. Yeah.
Turn and drive you off a cliff or something like that. What do you want the car to do? Like what is society going to want that car to do? I guess obviously you want it to brake, and be perfect. But if it came down to that, like would people choose to say, oh, kill me car before you kill someone else? Like that's a scary thing.
How many out of 10 do you think would choose to hit the children?
Like what if it was anonymous?
Anonymous. Like no one ever know. No one ever know.
I think
you get pretty high then.
I think it's like at least 5, right?
You get pretty high.
It'd be like, I don't want to die.
Man, them kids got a 50% chance of living.
He said another thing that was awesome. He had a great quote where he was like, Jesus didn't die for your Jesus didn't die for your sins, the stars did. Where it's like because like he was just saying like he had so much to say how stars are basically what gave life to everything. Like a star dying is basically how life starts.
Right.
He makes a big mockery of like the Jesus Christ thing. It's
so something
funny.
With like when when stars die, they eventually I think they eventually become black holes, and then when they fill up with matter and they shoot those supernovas and they blast that all that gas energy all over the universe, like that type of deal where that and then maybe it inhabited a comet and crashed down here.
They had some great theories with Brian Cox too on the interview with Brian Cox, and they were just talking about how like I didn't know this, but like in the middle of every galaxy is a black hole. They don't find no galaxies that don't have a black hole in it. So they were thinking like, I'm obviously not the person explaining this, but like basically that like maybe black holes are the origins of life, right? That like when you talk about like did a Big Bang, okay, what happened before the Big Bang, right? Like nobody knows. You're always like Big Bang happened, what happened before the Big Bang? Well, it could have just been an entire universe, that had a black hole re-sucked in. And then that basically blew out a Big Bang, which just became something else again. So the theory of like what happens before the Big Bang, it probably was just the same exact thing. Now, when you want to follow that all day long and go, okay, what was the first thing? There never really was a first thing, right? Because there's not a timeline.
Yeah, and one big thing that he's put forth and what he said, and I think he's probably just, I'm sure it wasn't him that put it together, but he was saying that like, it wasn't just one Big Bang, it's multiple Big Bangs throughout, this space that is before the Big Bang.
Right.
And multiple of them go off at different points.
And that's what led them into science of they don't say the universe as an all no more. Right. They were talking about how like the word universe used to mean everything out there forever. They actually call it pockets of universe now.
Really?
Because it's so much that they can't even talk about it because it'd be too general to talk about. So they can say within this cluster of galaxies, basically, is that a pocket of universe, instead of talking about it as a whole, because that's just infinite.
Yeah, right.
And it's crazy that I was talking about how like when you're taught like nothing travels faster than light, right? But the theory is that like the space is expanding so fast that in one theory is that space is escaping so fast that light can't even catch up to it.
Right.
And that's just like constantly creating more fucking shit.
And then it's like, okay, you reach that point, that end point where you see it expanding. Well, what the fuck is it expanding into? Then you get a whole new line of questions into what you're digging for from right there.
That's definitely like the most interesting thing, And they talked about like all them guys always talk about, like the goal is to get people talking about, science the way they talk about Kardashian.
Right.
That's the goal of like how do you get that circulating in society, that conversation.
I think you definitely have especially with the internet nowadays, a lot of people who are, more easier and, it's more accessible to, kind of dig into. Plus, they're just making, telescopes cheaper and, easier to access. I remember like trying to get a telescope. I'm younger. It's like $150 for a set,
Yeah, it's definitely getting better, but it's like, I feel like it's almost like It sounds stupid. It's gonna sound stupid, but like
whatever.
Some of like fear is what like fear sparks creativity. You know, like a necessity, right? Of like, I don't want to die, so I do this, right?
Exactly.
So like when we really start accepting like climate change as a whole, right? And not even if it's climate change, but something you're gonna have to deal with,
right.
As far as that goes, and just like really instilling that fear in people of like, no, we have to learn this now. You know, we have to learn this now, or you're gonna die. You know, which is
die, bro.
Insane, right? Let's not even talk about climate change. Let's not even go climate change. Let's just go straight up pollution. You know, like you don't even want, like, people don't even want to get water from China, you know, because of the smog.
Right.
You know, it's horrible.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're like their inland water masses have like, you know, higher acidification or whatever. So I mean, no, like, I don't think anyone drinks from like most of the natural lakes or whatever throughout America are undrinkable. You know?
Did you see that test that came out? They did like 97 beaches.
Yeah.
Almost all of them, bro. All of them are contaminated with feces.
Yeah, like the one thing is like you don't pollute like
and in 1972, I believe it's 72 or 78, you know, they signed the Clean Water Act, which was supposed to allow for every beach in America to be swimmable. That's what that act said. And they have not kept up with that. You know, it's horrible. It's horrific.
Right. And you know, that's why I don't like going to a lot of like, you know, beaches and shit. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, that's like when
when
you were talking like before, like okay, Beaver Dam, like that's a weird spot to swim too, right? But that water's got to be cleaner than anything you've ever swam in, I would imagine, you know? Because how can that water be dirty?
Well, because
you know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a naturally poisonous water, it doesn't nothing runs into it.
No, this is the thing. Like, so typically those places have stormwater drains where like the gutters and stuff will, you know, pour into stuff like that. But what happens is, you know, especially with Baltimore's sewage system, it gets overrun, and a lot of and then
you might be right, but like
shit gets
you might be right. Shit gets when I go to Beaver Dam, like you can see the entire thing there. You know what I mean? And you don't see like no things coming out the wall or nothing like that. Like you see it like gunpowder and shit. You don't see that. But you might be right. It might be underwater for all I know. But no, regardless, most of the spots you're going to go to, they still got to be dirtier.
On the beach and shit on the coast?
I don't know about the ocean. That's hard to make that argument.
Well, I think close to the coastline, yeah, definitely. You know, until you get like a while out. I mean, people dump shit into the ocean all the time.
So sick, bro.
I mean, like look what happens to the inner harbor.
It's like people that like, you know, it's like I equate that to like, you know, when you like cleaning up and you just shove shit under your bed or you put it all in the closet.
Right.
Like that's kind of what that is to me. You know, you're just gonna keep shoving shit out there till eventually you can't shove no more shit.
Exactly. I mean, we're just starting to get to like the Pacific garbage patch. We're just starting to try to clean that up. You know, we're trying to get all those, you know, fishing nets and plastic bottles and shit and clean it up. I mean, it's practically a landmass. So, I mean, you know, hard-headed species, you know, it's like we have the ability to learn so much so quickly, but yet, you know, the ability to ignore shit and choose to ignore shit for such a long period of time.
I just don't want to be known for the generation that helped ruin the planet. You know, I want to be the generation that inspired the change.
Cleaned it up.
You know? Yeah, exactly. That helped clean it up because we can't get it done in our lifetime at this point.
Exactly.
It's too late. But our kids, maybe, you know, we can start the process. I don't want to just be the next people that bought right into that same system and just ruin. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm empathetic. Like, I can cry over anything if I want to. But as far as like, I've always been able to desensitize from people. Like, I can desensitize from that and just go think about the earth.
Right.
You know, like sometimes I wonder, like, if you had that choice of like everyone dies tomorrow, all humans die tomorrow. You got to think about it.
What are you gonna do?
You got to think about that choice.
You're gonna stop driving? Because I mean,
that's hard, right?
Yeah.
But also, I mean, give me options.
And that's the
like if you made an electric car accessible, like if I could get an electric car that was just like the damn Civic for $23,000, be all over it.
Exactly. I think most people would, but like we just aren't. We're going like, you know, there's humans that go out of their way to stop shit like that from happening. You know, it's like we have to become, you know, we have to get on one single page and we have to move it forward together. Otherwise, it will never fucking happen,
Well, that's like, like we talked about the Green New Deal, and it does sound insane, but I feel like that's really what it's going to come to, because people just are never going to do it. So it's just going to have to straight up go into law of like, look, we're doing it. That's it. Tomorrow, it's next week. We stop everything. That's it. We're figuring it out.
Yeah,
from there. Like, I really think that's what it's going to have to be if it's ever going to change, because I don't think it's ever going to be able to get enough votes.
Exactly.
Or anything like that to take those steps.
And, I think we only make up about 50% of carbon emissions, globally. So it's like, we need to move as a unit. The whole fucking earth. The whole earth.
I don't think people understand, bro. Like, no matter if you like meat or you like veggies or you like fruit, all of that, it breathes in air, dog. That's what it does. You know what I mean? Like, when you have that pollution, like, it's going to affect the quality of everything, from the animals to the plant to everything.
I mean, to us, like, you think a fucking human's supposed to have asthma? Pollution, bro.
And Baltimore, I've said it, ever since I read that study, Baltimore has, it's like 65% above average asthma. And a lot of that is correlated to the garbage burner. It's right inside of the city. And also, I didn't know this, but toll booths are a large contributor. Like, anytime you have a toll, because you have so much backed up carbon sitting there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when Baltimore enacted the Easy Pass, they apparently, this is the numbers, they reduced carbon emissions at the toll booths by 40%. Just by Easy Pass.
Interesting.
Because you didn't have so many people backed up there, taking so long. Well, so you put that toll booth with that garbage disposal right there, and you got a lot of pollution going through the air.
Well, that, and then you have, I'm not sure how, the ventilation works. I'm sure they have good ventilation, but regardless, you still have a concentration of gases that are moving through your ventilation system and still staying concentrated in this one singular part, instead of kind of like being able to spread out wherever at once and kind of dissipate.
That speaks to another thing of like that Cross and Cox and then we're talking about of like I get it mixed up with all the scientific talk on there, but that they were talking about like a thing of like getting people, like, you really, when you see something, you appreciate it more, and we don't see our stars because there's so much light pollution.
Yeah, bro.
We never really see our stars. So I don't think people really understand like what's really out there.
And what's fucked up is like, we don't, like, in Maryland, as far as we're surrounded, you don't get something like that, like a crystal clear view until another like 4 hours out from this area. It's like you gotta go to like the north of Pennsylvania for shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, unless you go to maybe the beach, you can kind of see it good at night, but
like nowhere near as much as like they have like a map of like the darkest areas. And then it's like, if you want to take that 4 hour trip, you better hope it's a clear night. I got rain and shit. But yeah, I mean, that's like one of the things that I want to see. I want to see the stars, man. I just want to see it like how, people have seen it before. Just as clear as day.
When I see shit like that, I'm like, it gives me like a sense of self, It reminds me of like what we were talking about before, we hopped on here, of like, it reminds me that like I'm supposed to be happy. Right. Like, I'm supposed to be happy. I'm not put here to be unhappy, man. I'm not put here to do what other people want me to do. Like, I can't stress it enough, man. I feel like I'm just going to keep saying it until I die, man. And just like, do what makes you happy, bro. And I know like I'm not even the best example of that.
Right. And, most people.
But I have that thought in my head, of like, I'm unhappy. And I swear, I can look you in your eyes and tell you I'm going to change that. Like, I'm going to change it. Obviously, you can call me a procrastinator or whatever it is, and maybe I am, but I can tell you, like, I know that I might fuck up, might be more unhappy, but I'm definitely going to try something else in my life, something different, to just see if I can find. There's always been something to me of like, I remember a kid like having theories like this. Like, even when I was a kid, I remember like I asked Miss Vaqueros in fifth grade. I was like, it's like, like we were just talking like when we planted them trees out front of John Rural. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And I was like, it made me feel like a person, like a human being, like I did something, like to the world, like I impacted something. I was just like, it got me thinking about how like on your daily life, like in our day-to-day life, like you never touch the earth, bro. You've never touched the earth, like with your body.
You have shoes.
You got shoes on all the time. Even when you're touching things, it's buildings or doors and shit. Like, there's something like when I talk about like we talked about like where's my happiness at, like right in between them goddamn Swedish apps, you know.
Yeah.
Like I just want to like if I seen one of them, you know, I swear, first time I ever see something like that, one of them Swedish apps type of any mountain thing like that, whether it be Colorado or wherever. As soon as I see it, bro, either we're driving that way or I'm hopping out the car and I'll run to it. Yo, I just want to something about putting your hand, yo, like feeling earth, bro, and just feeling mountain and understanding like you're not as big as you think you are.
That's why I want to that's why I kind of want to rock climb, you know?
Oh, and like love it, bro.
Climbing on like the earth, you're hugging the earth right there, you know, and like, you're just fucking, you got your face up against it, you feel it, it's cold to the touch or hot, depending if it's in the sun or whatever. You just want to feel something, you know? That, right? Exactly. There's definitely something to it. You know, it's like you don't come in contact with it. I mean, I guess you kind of do. I mean, like a lot of the things that we surround ourselves with, you know, every day is the earth itself. I mean, you go and you touch a metal door. I mean, you know, there's earth mineral in there, you know?
Yeah. You get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, there's like, you know, at the same time, there's also beauty in things, you know, just like that, where it's like, you know, we've kind of reformed and refined earth into like such a crazy object, you know,
and you know, and people enjoy it, you know, people enjoy it and shit like that. And I realize that a lot of people don't feel how I feel, you know, and I can't even like properly explain it, you know, but like I understand that like this isn't it, yo. Like that's the best way to say it. Like, and I keep telling people like I keep acting in my life like, oh, I know better, you know, like, oh, you don't see it how I see it. This is how it's supposed to be, but it's like that's how I feel like that's how it's supposed to be for me. You know?
Right, exactly. Like, you know, because it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody.
What they want to do, you know. But for me, it's like, like man, it's so hard to put into words how I feel. You know, there's like a deep sense of self that is missing. Like
there's a whole, you know, whatever. I mean, it might be. You know, you're missing something, and what you're doing now is definitely not it. You know. And I think
it's like you know, if Tom Hanks never goes to that first audition, you know, fucking James Brown never sings that first time on the mic, you know, like that's kind of how it feels. Like if I don't go find it, then I'm just gonna be really wasted and you know have a life full of regret. Like don't really know what. Like if you told me like I didn't have to worry about expenses anymore, like I could just like I had food provided and shelter,
right?
Like you ask me what I would do every day, like all I would want to do is like help someone. Like I just wish that could be like a job, like that you could just like go wherever, you know. I mean, I do help people every day. I provide a service myself at my job, you know. But like I'm talking about like whatever someone needed, you know. Like I talked about before, like drilling that well, you know, getting that well for someone or moving someone's hay, helping someone move their horses,
build their house, do whatever,
build their shed. Exactly. You know? Like just something about that of like a sense of self, bro, that you just don't get when you're like always doing things to improve yourself. Like it feels good doing things for other people. It's a good feeling.
Especially when you're helping an individual instead of like, you know, some type of like faceless corporation or like, you know, we're not talking about like, I don't want to, you know, build homes and work in construction. No, you want to work for like Habitat for Humanity. You want to be physically building houses somewhere or something, or like you said, digging the well for, you know, like what's that one dude's name that does that from the UFC?
Wells.
Of course it is.
No, it's Justin Wright or Justin Wright or some shit like that.
That sounds right.
Sorry,
that clicked something in my head.
It's Justin something. Sorry, Justin. He's a Bellator heavyweight.
Shout out to him though, but he gets shit like that done.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, you know. And I would just love to. I mean, of course, I don't want to do the same thing every day, but just have that obligation of like. That's why I feel like I don't know, bro. Like I be thinking like, are you crazy? Like I think like all the time, like, am I crazy? Or is it really just like what I see as simple as I see it, you know? Because I mean, I've been talking to you about it since we were kids, you know? Like I've always seen it like you get a large amount of people together and you just go off and do your own thing, you know? You buy your land, you buy your acres, and you just build like your own shit. Like, why do you
and
really
sustain yourself?
Why do you really need? Like, what do you really need? Like Amish style. Think about the Amish. They still flourish.
They have a community.
They found a way to blend in, and still not succumb to society. Not saying that they're perfect or anything like that, but like kind of that style of like of course, you're always going to have to interact with human society. You're not always going to come off like that. You're not a fucking Amazon tribe.
Exactly. Yeah.
But just getting away from like the everyday of like you don't have to go to a corporation job. You don't got to sit in traffic. Elon Musk, man, I love that fucking interview, where he was talking about like Hyperloop and shit. And he's like, what makes you think of this and everything? And he's like, traffic's horrible. He's like, it sucks the soul out of people. Every day we sit in traffic and it just drives people insane. And I think people just lose a lot of creativity and inspiration in traffic. I'm just like, Elon, I really don't know, Elon, if you're an alien or a fucking government puppeteer, if that's the right word. Puppeteer, yeah. But like
puppet, whatever.
That dude really like he really it seems like he's really trying to do some great things, man. It really does.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't wish for guys like that to fail.
Yeah, you definitely want someone like that to succeed, rather than some other people that we won't mention on, as far as what they do and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like I would definitely 100% wholeheartedly agree with that. People really get angry. I mean, people have killed people because of like road rage incidents.
Yeah.
Road rage incidents, man. They've killed people. I mean,
it's horrific, bro. It drives people insane.
Yeah,
every single day. Same exact fucking traffic, bro.
There's some about also being like somewhat like anonymous, because you're not like really like, you feel like kind of like sheltered within within a bubble in that car,
Yeah.
So it's like you feel like nothing can touch you. Some people would feel invulnerable.
It's just like people like, oh man, whatever. Like maybe I never was there, but like I got empathy, bro. Like I got compassion.
That's a hard kid.
I can understand. Like I can understand where someone's coming from. Like just for an example, yesterday I'm driving. There's 3 lanes. I'm in the middle lane, and I'm in a work truck, mind you. I'm in a work truck, big ass truck. Yeah, and I'm driving down the middle, and on the right side, someone's in traffic, and they just yank out right in front of me, bro. I mean, as close as we are, literally like this.
Yeah.
Don't even think twice out of reaction. I just swerve to the left, to avoid a head-on collision. And the car next to me, which has room to go over, there's shit over there, but you still have a little bit of room to play with,
Right.
Just lays on their horn for, I swear, 2 or 3 minutes at me. I mean, we're driving and they're still holding on. I'm like, do you understand? Like, you've seen what that car did to me.
Exactly.
Like, all I'm thinking in my head is avoid a head-on collision. Like, I'm hoping that you can help me too. Like what happened to that, bro? Like,
look out, man! Look out for me!
Like there's something even like when you're on the road, right, and you let that person over, like, come on,
right,
or you let that person out, like that even feels good. It feels good to help people and to do good things.
No matter
people
how small.
Don't know that because they don't do good things like that.
They don't do it.
They're always worried about their self progression. Like, oh, that's not going to progress me. Oh, I can't go invest that time there because I want to invest that time here.
Or they don't find, or they just look for return on it, for some reason.
Yeah. Oh my God, the worst people, right? Like, oh, remember when I did that for you? I ain't never said that. I just cut you off.
Yeah.
I've never been that person to sit there and be like, remember when you do, go back and forth with like,
and just I mean, I've seen people just be like, yo, I did that for you, man. You have to do this for me. It's like, well,
it's like over some dumbass shit. Like,
exactly.
Remember I paid for that cab. You're just like, what, dude? When? Like, oh, that one time coming back from that rave, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
where is this coming from, bro?
I was about
tallying up shit in your head, dog.
I was about to like pass out and die. I had alcohol poisoning.
How much do I owe you, bro? It's $9.
How long ago was that? Oh, man, probably like 2 years ago. It was like you can't remember the exact date, but you can remember that time.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'll be feeling like, man, I cook for my friends, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the ultimate. I never feel like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, with some random stranger, you might be a little hesitant to fully give something, right?
Well,
but at the same time,
it's 100% different.
Like, I remember, man, when I was in Tennessee, like, my I don't know how to word that one without saying certain shit. But I was in Tennessee, and there's like this spot by the water, kind of like our harbor. They got a harbor kind of set up. It's like more like secluded type of thing. And like I was just sitting there like smoking a blunt, in fucking Tennessee, and like this random dude just came up. Was like, "Hey, I got a joint. You guys want to smoke?" And we're just like, "Yeah, like,
hey, what's up?"
And that that felt good, at that point. Of course, it got to the point where you're like, "Well, this is it looks like a homeless dude, so you gotta separate yourself. You can't obviously be like, what are you doing for the rest of the day? You want to hang out, which is what I got into a little scuffle with about the people I was with. I'm like, you gotta understand, like, it is a homeless dude. At the same time, like, he doesn't have nothing to do. He doesn't have an objective. He lives here too, So it's just like you gotta be. I'm always wary when I'm on the road. I don't care if I'm an OC. Like you just know more of what's going on than me.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready in unfamiliar territory. Exactly. You gotta
sketched out.
And you gotta be. I mean, you can't just be ignorant of your surroundings. I mean, come on. You gotta be aware.
But originally, we're just like, hey, let's match up. We smoke a little something, and then it's like that type of stuff is cool. I'm just like,
well, linking with total strangers, man. Linking, just
something about it,
and just forming a brief connection. No matter how brief it is, is rewarding in itself.
It's funny how it's when you get older how much less friends you make. Like when you're younger, like in your teens, it seems like every couple of months you're like hanging out with someone else. It might be the same people you were hanging out with, but you added someone.
Exactly. Someone here or there, or you came across someone new because of
who
them.
Chills now.
Here and
you
there.
Chill with someone, yeah.
Or even you just met him for the one time. It was like, hey, yo, this is my cousin over here, man.
Yeah.
And you never see him again. Like your one cousin used to come around.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, yo, what's up? It's cool meeting you. And like, I'll see him again.
Making promises he can't fulfill.
Look at me in the eyes and shit. It's against my religion.
That's the time, where you just get scammed. It's like you trust somebody too much. And
I mean,
but you're like,
everyone knows you can't be too trusting.
Yeah,
everyone knows you can't be too trusting.
That's just life and what the world is. Of like, obviously, you got to have street smarts. You got to have self-conscious on things. And be aware. But at the same time, like, I think people are just so hesitant. Like, to me, it's like, even though I do it, like, I don't say hi to everyone, but like, to me, it's weird walking past someone and not saying nothing. Like, it's just always weird. I'm always just like, why wouldn't I say something? Even if, like, just like, hey, like, of course, if you're in a fucking Oriole Park Stadium, you're not going to be Oriole Park Stadium, Canyon Yards.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be like, hey, you know what I mean? But like, when you're like, two people walk down the street, you're just kind of like.
But see,
it's just kind of weird. It's like you went out of your way you wanted to say something.
Have you had a moment where a random stranger was just like, "What's up, man? How's it going?" While you're walking by, you've had that happen before. It feels good, doesn't it? It's like, and you're always like, "That guy was cool, man."
You're just like, "What's up, man? How's it going?"
Exactly, but always you're just like, "That guy was pretty cool to do that." It's like, why don't we do it more?
When you walk past someone, like you initially want to be like, "Who is this?" Hey,
yeah.
But it's like you go out of your way to not say something, to be like, or get on your phone. That's the word. I hate that.
But bro. So I think in smaller, more rural areas, that happens more often. Smaller towns, they're more intertwined and they know each other. They show more friendliness. But like in cities, I mean, especially with like homeless people or even someone that might not look homeless, ulterior motives are all everywhere.
Yeah.
So
but like when I was in Carolina, bro, both the Carolinas, like. You don't see mass amount of people, of course, if you go to like certain spots, you can find them. But like for the most part, like you see someone every couple of blocks. Everyone you drive by waves hi. Like you just randomly see a car. It's like, and you just do it back. It's so weird, bro. Like even when I was in Tennessee, like, bro,
how small, man.
I was in Tennessee, I swear, I'll never forget that. I was in Tennessee and I had someone hold an automatic door for me, bro. I was walking up to the gas station and literally I was coming. They just sat there for a sec, like so it wouldn't close and I have to open again.
Did you say hi again?
It was just like, it's just like, hey. And just walks in, I'm like, hey. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It feels like
what is this?
Yeah,
like
it's fucking Twilight Zone or some shit.
You're just like.
But it was it's awesome, man. Like,
but instinctively, it's like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? It's just like,
like people are awesome, man. We just really hold back a lot.
You hold back a lot. And again, like, you always think, hey, that guy was awesome. That guy was cool just to do that.
Yeah.
I should do that more. And then you don't do it,
Yeah,
but like,
it's weird.
But like, also like, different cultures, Baltimore City just don't do shit like that. It's just not something this city does.
Mm-hmm.
You get it once in a while because there are those people about, but it sucks.
Yeah,
it really fucking sucks.
It sucks, don't it?
Because that can change your whole day. Just saying like, what's up? I'll pick your mood up.
Like even
I'll
if you
pick
were
your mood up.
Say if you were like in a community of 30 people and you had like 10 acres, like you would help everybody in that community, once a month at least.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just would because you see them, they got a problem they're trying to solve. You can help, like you just would. Like it's so weird that we don't. And I guess it's like also a thing of like work consumes you a lot. Like that is a thing of like, well, you spend 8 hours a fucking day, sometimes 10, sometimes more, doing something else, doing something you don't want to do. So you come home and you're like, oh, I don't want to. It even happens like I feel bad like when I don't walk my dog, but I'm just like, look, man, I know that I could walk you. I feel bad, but it's like I literally just want to sit down. And then I was going to do a podcast, and then I was like 9:00 at night, and you're like, oh, I didn't take you for a walk today. I'm sorry, man.
My bad, man.
I'll take it for a long one tomorrow.
We'll go outside next time.
Exactly, it's like it does still happen, but it's a weakness. But trying to progress, trying to just.
And yeah, I mean, I
don't want to be a lazy person. As simple as that. Being a lazy person.
I mean, it feels bad. It feels bad when you are lazy, man. I'll be sitting around sometimes. I'm just like, wow, I feel like a piece of shit right now. It's like,
I just played 4 hours on the game.
Yeah,
I just played 4 hours of Civ.
People need. Not me. Fuck. I never played 4 hours of Civ. I never done that. Fuck me. I never played 4 hours of Civilization 6 on the Switch. I've never 2K games. You see that one coming.
That seriously is a great one. I'll tell you another thing that I was checking out is R.I.P. to that guy Max. Like Mad Max was his nickname. Max Dergershoffer. I can't say his name correctly. That died
because of a head injury because he got from boxing a match, man.
Oh man, horrific, bro. Did you see the video, the corner man?
No.
Oh.
Was he?
Bro.
That's.
You want to talk about some sad shit? Oh, that shit'll made me sick to my stomach. Made me really sick to my stomach. Of like, after the 10th round, he's going into that 11th, and might have been that 11th going into 12th. Whenever they stopped the fight,
you see him look weak.
Yeah, well, he looked bad at the end. He got caught right before the end of that round. But the cornerman comes up to him. He's like, "I want to stop the fight, Max," and he's just like, "No." And he's like, Max, I gotta stop. He's like, you're getting hit too much, Max. Like, there's a video of it, you guys, right there. It's crazy.
I gotta watch that, man. I gotta watch that.
He's like, you're getting hit too much. You're getting hit too much, Max. I gotta stop. He's like, please. He's like, please, Max, let me stop it. And he's like, no. And he's like, Max, please. And then like I guess because he's Russian or something like that. His corner like came over that translated. Basically, he's like, tell him. He's like, I'm not lying to you. Tell him. And he's like. Tells him basically, like, I'll stop. He's like, that's it, and waves it off. But like, basically, was like begging him, to stop that fight. And when you do
fighters gonna fight,
well, this is a special case because you do some research on it. This guy was actually fighting for his green card. He's got kids, and he's got kids and a wife that's over there. I believe it's Russia, and he's trying to become an American citizen, and that's one way you can do it is by I was in Maryland
fighting in
Oxford, Maryland.
He died in Prince George's Hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and, so I mean, I'm best spot to be in a hospital. It's in Maryland probably, so that's good.
Yeah, National Institute of Health right there. You got a lot of resources.
But still couldn't save him. But he was fighting to try and become an American, bring his family over here, basically. And that fight right there was a title elimination fight. It was to see who got the shot at the title. So he's just like,
bro.
He's like, I don't want to do this in this big stage.
You don't want to give up.
I might never get that green card. I'm gonna get a green card if I'm a champion. They'll give me a green card.
Exactly. So, I get an American contract.
He was fighting for $75,000.
Not enough.
75,000, and it's a sad, just all around video. And then like the one thing they were saying, like it's not really anyone's fault on that, right? Because it's like when they really seen that something was wrong, that's when they really did call the fight. Like It was just accumulated damage over time. Like people don't get one shot and end up like that.
Do you know the exact brain injury he had?
his brain was bleeding. He had a brain aneurysm,
Oh,
basically.
okay. Wow.
Yeah. So they try and stop that, but then it's just too much blood going on. And when his family got there, they made him aware that he only had a certain amount of time left. He was going to die no matter what. And they said their goodbyes. She had to fly out her family. That woman had to fly all the way in.
Dying doing what he loved. Maybe. Exactly. That's where I was going. It's like,
but when
he really saw that one waiting.
When the fight gets stopped like that, you should definitely have a stretcher to be taking it out, because he tried to walk out and he threw up on the steps. And they said that's usually how you know that someone's brain's bleeding. They take too many shots up there, and then the brain starts leaking around, and it makes you wheezy. Your head starts feeling weird, and then you throw up like blood in vomit.
God damn, man!
And he collapsed, and died. I mean, that's just absolutely.
So he didn't. So he didn't die at the hospital. He collapsed and died.
No, he died at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, technically, because they did a surgery.
Got you. Okay.
But it was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
He tried to stop it, but
man, RP.
Really, he died in that 10th round. That's really where he died at. That as it sounds. That's where the man died.
I gotta definitely check out that cornerman video.
Horrific, bro. Horrific.
Just to hear maybe eventually at some point the desperation, the sadness, the passion, the heart, everything behind his intentions right there.
And then they say like I told you before, people die all the time in boxing. Another guy died today. Another guy, the second person this week.
What? Wow.
So I haven't looked into that story.
Yeah. Okay. So another one died though.
Another one died. I mean, they go into
similar injuries.
I believe so. But I didn't get to look into that one.
Wow.
But another guy died, and I told you before, that they died. I seen that in 1952, 22 people died in the ring, something like that. I know it's a long time ago, but it's people die. It's a couple people a year basically that died in boxing. And no one's officially died in MMA, but the throwing in the towel thing, the stopping the fight thing, that's not a thing in MMA. You can't stop the thing. You can. Well, you can, but they don't do it. No, they don't. They just don't do it. Yeah. Very few times I can think about listen, like I always say, who am I to say who's soft, right? You're a fucking fighter. You're the man. You can fuck me up, right? But when Anthony Pettis fought Tony Ferguson, he broke his hand. He told his corner he broke his hand, and they stopped the fight. And obviously Anthony Pettis is a badass. But Uriah Faber broke both his hands.
Kept fighting.
And came out and was throwing elbows, bro. Elbows.
Oh, you already told me about that.
He had just all elbows, bro, and kicks, dog. And that's it. So I've seen plenty of people have fought with that, and they go and people will be getting fucked up. They don't throw it in MMA because there's so many ways to win.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of just standing up and going toe to toe with somebody.
It's very rare somebody will throw it in. I've seen it not even 5 times.
Well, then you got less rounds, to make it through. You can kind of, when you break your hands in the first, you're like, all right, I gotta make another 2. Type of deal. Where instead of let's say you do it in the 3rd round of boxing, it's like, I gotta make another 10.
About that is,
or no 9.
It fucks you up and fight him. And that might be why Anthony stopped that fight, because it was, going into the 3rd round. But the thing about it in boxing is if you break your hand, you have to keep throwing it. You don't have to. You're not supposed to, because it do worse damage. But if you keep throwing it, it'll go numb. But it needs time to go numb. So that takes a couple of rounds. You don't have that in UFC.
Oh, man.
You break your shit in the 2nd round, though. You keep getting it out there, 4th, 5th round, it'll go numb. You can start throwing it again how you were. But in the UFC, you only got 5 minutes left or 10 minutes left. That's
just, for me, it's just especially being not being, a big fight fan. I enjoy watching it, but, not to the degree. It's just so fucking insane to even think of a sport where something like that's going down. It's the real key is you keep throwing it out there, then it goes numb. It's what the fuck is So I mean,
but what I like to think about when it comes to fighting, I've talked to you before about it, it's football is very violent, right? We invented that game. That's a game, right? Fighting's not a game. It's not a fight game, right? It's people have always fought. People have always squared up. That's just always been a thing, right? So there's crazy people who want to go keep throwing, it'll go numb in 2 rounds. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he's like,
do you want those people to not have a place to fight other guys to go keep throwing, it'll get numb in 2 rounds? Because that's kind of what you want, right? You're like, you like that shit? You're like,
go do that shit.
Yeah, like people always like, that's what I hate. I hate when like you talk fighting with people and they're like, oh, bro, you love fighting. Like, you know, you're gonna be an MMA fighter. I'm like, I'm 25, bro. I got no wrestling background. You know, I'm like, I don't really think that's the way for me. I like seeing people put it all on the line. It doesn't mean I want to go out there with my skill set and try to say I'm one of the best in the world. You know, not that I don't believe in myself, but like that would be a hard goal to obtain at this point in my life. So I think you can love something, you know, without wanting to be it, right?
What does the long-term damage, like, you know, do you put like take that into account when you think about entering something like that? Like, would you consider that one of your restrictions, or like one of like the things that like stop you from making that step? Or
for me, no. For me,
you're not worried about it. You know?
But to me, it's strictly the fact that I'm 25 years old. This is like when I really first started getting into it. Was kind of 24, 25. Okay. So I think about like, okay, let's just say, well, I've never did no stand up. I never did no BJJ. I never did no wrestling. So I got no advantages here. And I'm just going to try and learn everything. You know what I mean? And what if I trained my ass off for 5 years? Like, might make the UFC, but.
And then you got this guy who's like Olympic wrestler.
I don't want to be somebody's punching bag, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
But like, I feel like if I had gotten to wrestling like when I was a kid and like had been a lifelong wrestler or something along the lines of that, I feel like that is an avenue I would have pursued just because it's an adrenaline rush.
Would you be worried about the damage?
I would never think about that.
You'd never think about it? Gotcha.
No. I wouldn't live like that. But who am I to say? You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like I don't even want to be a fighter. Like I'm not saying I'm the guy to be answering that.
That's why I asked hypothetically, you know. It's
but like, I feel like
if you were in there,
it's like the same thing with like you know, football players. It's like not everybody's fighting for a green card. You know, some people love to fight.
Running out late this year.
Oh no, that's got a lid on it.
Yeah. All right,
you got the lid for a second. But
oh, is it? Oh, whatever.
But you know, everybody's fighting for a green card. Some people just love to fight.
Some people really like to fight.
Exactly.
It's like you want people to have a place for that, you know. So like when you hear people like kind of against it, or like, you know.
But then there's plenty of people like me, right, that love to watch people fight.
Yeah.
Right. Like I love that.
I mean, like I said, that goes back, man. Watching people fight, that goes back.
Style. It's something about like two people, and now it's just like its highest form ever. You know, like think about that. Like these UFC fighters, you pick whatever weight class it is throughout time. The UFC fighter would fuck those guys up.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, right? Like it could be Genghis Khan. What'd he weigh? 170? Who's got to fight Kamar Usman?
How tall?
Like he would fuck Genghis Khan up in a scrap. You know what I mean? So it's like you're seeing the highest level of combat ever.
But would he beat him in war? Say give him a sword.
I mean, if Usman goes and gets a bunch of other 170 pounders, you know what I mean? Like you get
a couple of those Bellator guys on the front lines to take some of the heat. And then you bring those UFC guys, you know, to finish them off
and just fuck them up. I mean, it's definitely the highest level of combat, you know, that probably the world has ever seen. And I mean, you can say it with whatever. Like you can say, you can love, like I love boxing. I really do. I love boxing too. But like, no matter what, like if it came down to a fight, right, which is what UFC is. Let's just say you eliminate the referee. You would have nothing but a UFC fight basically with no referee. Yeah. Right.
What you have is like a competitive duels going on right now where people are just like, I challenge you. And it's like
9 times out of 10, a UFC fighter is going to beat up a boxer. And anything else, judo, taekwondo, just BJJ, like a UFC fighter is usually going to fuck that person up.
Yeah.
And they just are, you know, because no boxer out here is going to take a leg kick.
And,
right. And they definitely can't wrestle.
And they don't know how to check them. They don't know how to check leg kicks. You know?
I mean, they don't even know how to check a head kick. You know what I mean? They would get fucked up. Of course, you'd probably go knock out some people like Deontay Wilder or go to UFC. You probably could knock out some dummies. Probably knock out Greg Hardy.
You might catch some people, you know, but
like you come against a guy like Cormier, right? He's gonna fucking kick the shit out of your leg and take you down, and it's gonna be a hell for you. You know what I mean? Like, just go be a boxer. That's what you do. It's already too late. It's like they know it's too late.
That's what you got. So stick with it. You know, you don't got that wrestling. So just stick with them hands.
Too. Like a lot more money.
You fight less, don't you?
As a boxer?
Yeah,
about the same.
Yeah, per year. Right about the same.
It's usually about like 4 times if you're not a champion.
I figured maybe like because of like a certain amount of like concentration of damage. You do strictly face and body, it might take more of a wear on you. Or something might do less, but
they
I don't
have
know.
longer training camps. I know that. Like when
they train for like 6 months for like longer than that.
Yeah,
they got like years,
twice a year.
Yeah,
Deontay Wilder fights twice a year.
Yeah,
like this guy's. I mean, I guess they can go up to 3 sometimes, but it ain't for us. When you look at like Cowboy Cerrone fighting 5 times a year for like 10 years, like dudes are insane, bro. This is.
And you're losing an insane thing.
So I'm just saying, like, you're always gonna have fighting, So you can even sanction it or not sanction it. You're just gonna have more scraps.
Yeah, just continue to make money off of it, expand it. Why not? Why not expand it?
I think just let people scrap. I mean, however they really decide it, And if you sign
people have those warrior genes, Let them go out and get it out of their system, and a field where they have medical attention and coaches and supervision.
Then you got some people who are just straight up athletes, and they're just like, "Look, you're telling me I can make some money. All right, well, win or lose, I want to make that money." Like I said right now, like I want a large ass sum of money. Like that's what I said, right? Okay, well, tell me whoever
fighting creates jobs.
Tell me whoever in the world that you could possibly say that I got to step in a cage with. Of course, I would negotiate as much as I can get, but I'm just saying, like, I'd do it for 50 grand versus anyone.
Right.
I would fight anyone for 50 grand. You know what I mean? And just because I would just want that one chance to get that 50.
You'd fight anybody.
Fight anybody.
For 50 grand.
I mean, you would hope they're my weight class too. So anybody it is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get knocked out. It's a horrific knockout. A flying knee.
One time.
It's horrible, but
I hope I don't lose teeth.
Medical bills covered.
I hope I don't lose any teeth.
Medical bills covered too. You know what I mean? All bills covered.
But you don't want to spend 50 grand immediately recovering yourself.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like all that covered.
Oh, it's covered. I got you.
And you get 50 grand.
Yeah.
So it's just like whatever.
Like I say, I just hope you don't lose. I don't lose no teeth.
No, I'm gonna go out there and try and fake like I really want to do this.
Yeah.
Give up my neck and hope he chokes me and lets go when I tap.
You just keep
take a couple ground and pounds.
He's passing, just starts raining bows in your face.
But let the people square up. The bare knuckle shit's kind of hard to watch, but still, I mean, if people want a bare knuckle fight, I mean, it's like, how can you really tell people what to do?
But that's the thing, like if you don't give it to them, like they'll just go and do it underground.
Yeah, not even underground, on the ground, outside in your society, just fighting. Like I can name so many guys who I go like, yeah, this dude would just be beating ass in bars if he wasn't a UFC fighter. Like Chris Lee, I know what I think.
Or you have some UFC fighters that came from that background. They're like, look, I mean, this dude had many bar scraps.
Yeah, like Jorge Masvidal.
Jorge
Masvidal, who knocked out Askren with that knee. Like that dude was on the Kimbo Slice fight tapes.
Yeah?
Yeah, you never seen that?
No.
Oh, dog, he fights 2 people back to back.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's squaring up on there, bro. Fucks one guy up. Like,
shit.
Yeah, that's way back. Like, he was street fighting before anything.
Wow. That's so, yeah. So, I mean, there you go. Give it to him,
The dude wants to fight. Let him fight, bro. Like, why would you ever tell somebody, no, don't fight? And
then you just make money off it. You sell beer, do the whole 9 yards.
You just gotta be in
everything.
Yeah, it's a revenue it's just a revenue generator.
And it makes jobs.
It's the same thing with like weed. Like, why are you still fighting weed? It's such a revenue generator. Just let it go. Dude, seriously, like just let it go.
People make money. Let them fight, man.
No matter what. Like
points of fighting, we're here.
I mean, I'm just saying, like anything.
Who wants to grab?
Anything. People should be able to do like what they want to do for the most sense, right?
Yeah, it's like
are you hurting someone else without a contract?
Yeah, bro.
No, you can't do it.
So like I think you had that thing Street Beefs. I did it on Facebook.
Street Beefs.
Where they do like the fight in the backyard.
Yeah.
People try and crack down on that all the time.
And that's not even guys that are trying to go pro. They just straight up want to fight.
They just want to come down and fight.
Yeah. And they're trying to like sanction it.
And they're telling people, they're like, look, if you have a beef, come and fight it out here.
Yeah, and they stop fights. You know what I mean? I've seen them stop bad fights and stuff
judges,
like that.
They do it all. They do it all, really, man.
Yeah.
And it's like let them do it.
Yeah. Did you see the mayor of Baltimore was talking about that?
Yeah, boxing matches
down at the Royal Farms Arena.
Yeah,
it's like we're setting it up, and if people want to fight, they can fight. Like
that, but that's so wild to think. It's like
I don't know about that one.
It's like it's like look, you have a government sanction.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. How about if you want to fight, go be a boxer or go be a UFC fighter?
Open more boxing gyms.
All I see is because are we gonna have weight cutting? Right, because all I see is a bunch of 200-pounders wanting to fight 150s.
Imagine it's like the BBL, it's like the Barber Boxing League.
Imagine your mayor's
keeps getting bigger.
This is how we're settling it. It's this or jail.
It becomes like the next global boxing organization.
They don't even get paid.
Balmer City wouldn't pay him. Of course they would.
AOC goes off about it being like modern slavery.
She's gonna have there's gonna be a video out. She's be grilling somebody. She's be like, so it says here that they don't get paid. Is that correct?
Well, they have beefs. We make them real comfortable.
Well, see, the thing with the contractual negotiations and the such and such. Oh, I'm gonna take that as a no. I'll take that as a no. I mean, you see it all. I don't trust Baltimore to make a boxing league or any type of organized fighting thing.
I wonder how many cities in America are in the red.
As far as
do you think there's cities that are losing money?
I think lots of cities operate in a negative in the red, man. But I think Baltimore's one of them. I know
we were in school budget debt, but I don't know. Are we losing money every year?
I think we operate in a deficit, bro.
So what are we getting federally funded? Because how else are we even surviving that?
I think we're borrowing money, bro. You just keep borrowing money.
Well, you don't really hear about Maryland debt. You just hear about American debt.
Yeah, but I mean, I think doesn't that all contribute to the national debt? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know that much. I just want to come on here. Apparently, that was the thing with
want to correct this?
That governor in Puerto Rico that stepped down. His dad was the original governor, and apparently he just really overestimated the value of his things and just made horrible deals, and they went in a huge debt. And then gave it to his son, basically. His son got elected, I guess, quote unquote.
But kind of ran off his coattails.
And then he's just in huge debt, so he starts fucking borrowing money, and America apparently pledged $70 billion, but they haven't even gave him a third of that. It's coming slow or something, but it's sucks. It's they're operating in the red. I know that.
Yeah, I think plenty of cities, counties, states do it. I mean, the U.S. does it. I think there's ever a year where we're not operating at a deficit.
I think there's 3 million people that live in Puerto Rico. What do you think about if we just injected them into America straight up?
Well, I mean, it's technically they are, because they have a government.
I'm saying if we brought them over here, just got them out of Puerto Rico. Yeah.
But why though?
Because they just aren't figuring it out.
Well, it's not a state. I think you make it a state. Give it some more money, it might make something work,
But it's kind of you see some corruption and shit going on there. I mean, America got to too, but it seems like you're gonna have to give a lot more than it would be just to allow them to come over here and just give them jobs or citizenship over here and figure it out. I mean,
native Puerto Ricans want to a lot of them want to stay native Puerto Ricans.
Right. Well, I'm saying you could get out of there, right? And then we'll fix it up. We'll get it together, without having all these expenses.
Yeah.
When you're in Civ and you're in a war and you're trying to generate fucking teremes fast enough. But at the same time, you got
trying to take over these city states.
You got 2 going down for every one. I mean, you're behind. It's hard when you got expenses.
Solomon wants open borders, but you don't trust him.
And you're no longer getting iron from Genghis Khan.
Open borders, it's oof.
Why does no one have iron but Genghis Khan?
He won't trade me his iron. He's hogging the iron, man.
He's very stingy.
I gotta go in and take him out, but I don't have iron, so I can't take him out.
I feel like that's such a better time. I don't know. I feel like I'm wrong, but I also feel like
what do you mean a better time, ancient times or
just that time period of I've always talked about the Roman type of time period, of sword shield. I've always thought that's.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of it gets romanticized.
I know, but I feel like it's a fulfilling life. Life was more fulfilling.
Simpler, definitely a simpler life,
you go and see your poet perform, and you see a lecture.
Or really, it also depended where.
Or what about
or who you were born as?
What about if you were there during the Renaissance, bro? When just all of the great minds in art were coming together. and you just get to see all of these great productions around the world going on. That would just be insane.
That'd be wild. I mean, I think one of the cool, like, crazy things to see in like Roman times would be like looking at like an aqueduct, where it's just like there's just like concrete structure and just transporting water throughout the city. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
They have these like stone, like, like water transport systems. Pretty much they just build them up, and it just like allows water to flow through using like gravity, like,
People
from, like,
just
the
grab
mountains.
that and use that as their
Pretty
water.
much, it just flows throughout the city, into like some type of like reservoir, or just
good idea.
yeah. It's like one way to get fresh water into a city without having to like, go and walk places and whatnot. Man, like ancient cities are so like, you ever I know like part of like school was like Mesopotamia, like one of like the first like civilizations like utilize like farming and agriculture, and it's like our big first transition to like being like hunter gatherers to making cities and like settling down together. I mean, um, shit like that just makes it possible to like prosper and like crazy amounts of numbers to continually and exponentially like increase your population and make workers and free up shit to allow people to then like invent and create more. It's like when you got a whole village not worrying about where food comes from, you get so much more time for people to create shit.
And that's kind of the argument for that annual income shit, right? Like the fact of like, let's just say if you gave everybody $800, and they didn't have to just worry about where they were going to eat at. Like you didn't have to worry about food. Like that, it's just like, what else could they do, with that extra money?
Yeah.
The things that would be possible if you just like, I do believe that everyone's inclined. I would say inclined, right? Like not. It's like you also have to work, right? Like that's the thing. You can't be like, I'm not going to work, and then I just bring food to you every day. Obviously, you're gonna die, buddy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like everyone should like have the right to food, shelter, healthcare, protection. You want all those things, and
I mean,
if you're willing to work, I think you deserve those things.
Exactly, especially in the richest fucking country in the goddamn world.
It's weird.
I just love to emphasize that because there's so much wealth here. There's so much money here. There's so much money circulating here. It does not make sense why we don't have the best education systems, the best transport systems, the best everything. It just does not make sense when the money's here in America to be able to generate things like that.
Yeah,
you have to allocate the funds for shit really like that, so we can prosper as a people. I mean,
when you look at like one thing of like those Chinese and Japanese subway stations,
right?
They just have like those hydro fucking railroads and shit that can go insane speeds, get you insane distance. Like
some of those trains go 300 miles an hour,
and apparently like they banned us from that technology. Where they don't give it to a lot of people, but America's like one of the people they won't give it to. We're working on trying to get it. But like just little things like that, I feel like that's a great contributor. Like why don't people take public transportation? Because it's slower. It's slower than driving your own shit.
Japan's supposed to be making like a hyper train. Like they're sponsoring a hyper train from DC to Baltimore or something like that. So it's like I think we're slowly going to be
talking about that, but they didn't do it.
I'm not sure where it's at this point. But I mean, it's like it doesn't make sense why we don't have like some type of high-speed train to go from one side of America to another.
Well, one time like they brought up they were voting on like doing one from Bayview to downtown, somewhere downtown. I'm like, bro, that would be perfect for me.
Awesome, it'd be great.
I could literally walk there, literally go right downtown, 15 minutes. That would just be amazing. And they turned that one down too. So it's like, you wonder why so many, but
what?
Got a theory. You know why they turned that down? Because then you wouldn't be paying that goddamn toll anymore.
It would take a lot from the toll.
They want that fucking toll.
It would take a lot from the toll, bro.
They want that toll money.
Yeah, and they even went as far as like now you don't even pay for those transponders, man. They're free. They're like, oh yeah, you want one so you can use these tolls,
just like me,
bro.
On the minimum, I pay $120 a month to Easy Pass. 30 hours a week.
See, do you really need to take 95 though, bro? Like,
I don't know if I need to, but it definitely is faster from what I usually do. Like we talked about that other route, that I never tried. But like when I take Boston, it's faster for sure if I do highway.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to do
even
Boston.
With traffic.
You don't want to do Boston.
I can get to work I can always get to work in like under 20 minutes.
I get to work in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, like I said, I never tried that one way, but knowing that, okay, well, I can get there in this time. That's usually good.
I'd be good at throwing out street names.
I also gotta go a little I gotta go a little farther than you too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you got like a straight shot right there.
Yeah,
exactly, man. But teach his own. But I use them bitches too, at night mainly when I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, you just go through it real quick.
I mean, it's just like sometimes I'll just be over, near like Southwest and out that way, just be like it's either that or I gotta drive an extra 25 minutes kind of like coming through,
Yeah,
especially with that new shit downtown Baltimore where that fucking hole just fucking caved in, big ass sinkhole.
Railroad just got so much road shit going on, fucking up, even making more traffic.
Is literally a piece of shit when
it's
it comes to like
show.
It's fucking like when it comes to like its infrastructure, it's literally fucking shit. Like it's literally terrible, man. It's the like it's the
I think
worst,
it always comes down to there's just too many people, and we just did too much wild shit. Like you can't just build roads everywhere that connects. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Your bridges, you can't just build a bridge, bro. It ain't normal.
And you gotta keep up with them, and you gotta repair them.
You mean just repaint it every year like they do here until one of them collapses?
Oh man,
there's gonna be a catastrophe in this. Maybe not in this state, but somewhere in America. I'd say within like the next 20 years, I bet a bridge collapses.
Oh, I'm sure you'll see a big one, man. And it still won't be enough. Won't be enough to push people to like support an infrastructure plan or whatever. Something's gonna have people get hurt. They'll say they'll do something, but it'll never happen. It's just how it works and flows throughout that like shit.
Always do
exactly like they do every fucking time. But I mean, it's like I don't know why they won't do it because it makes sense. It's like people would make money. There'd be job.
A lot of things make sense that don't make sense with the government. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking just like I need about
don't add up.
I need about 50 grand. Okay. Who wants it? What I gotta do for 50 grand? Make me an offer. Make me an offer. I'll do anything. Anything. 50 grand, 50 grand.
Someone get this guy 50 grand. I want to see what he's gonna do.
Man, just buy I'll take 40 of it, just buy as many acres as I can. Best deal I can find. I don't care if it's cold, hot, whatever. Just best deal I can find, and try to make something on that land. That would make me happy, I feel like, because I would be like, okay, I'm building for myself. I'll build my shed, build my chicken coop, build my little harbor spot, my little seaport got going on, Yeah,
it's kind of like
do this, man. I know I can do this. Like, all I need is a couple acres, man.
And just build up.
And I'm gonna start building, and I'm inspire people to come.
And then, you make a shelter, they build a better shelter, and then you just keep going from there. You keep building,
build more houses, build a little hospital, a school.
This is the thing. People do it.
Yeah,
people.
This is how we got here.
People do it all the time. Exactly. This is how we got here.
Especially if you had nothing to do, right?
Making new communities.
Let's say you just had to eat, raise your land, and build. You can get some shit done.
Yeah, exactly,
Then, you got 10 people. You can get some shit done, man. How quick can you build a shed with 10 people? I'd say like under 3 days, right?
Yeah, I think you can get together pretty quick.
Craziest shed in the world, but
you can get a waterproof shelter going.
Yeah. That's like, hollowed out for some stables or something. Like
exactly.
Like 3 days, I would think.
You can get it going. Yeah.
I like to think I could.
Especially if that's all you're doing all day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we eat breakfast, we work for 5 hours. We eat lunch, we work for 5 hours. We eat dinner and sleep.
15 hours, 16 hours,
Yeah, and then maybe you get that done, and you take a break for maybe 3 or 4 daes. Then you're like, all right, we're gonna start working on that water mill that we wanted down there. We're gonna start getting some water going.
Maybe that takes like 4 days.
All right, we're gonna take 2 days off. Just hang out. Do a little mushrooms around the circle. Oh, speaking of that, there was this weird part in Paul Stamets' interview where Joe was asking him. He's like,
it's fine. I recently rewatched that one too.
Yeah, I know, right? I went back and just looked at like best ones ever.
Yeah,
I've been watching them all.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's an awesome one. And there's so much information. But he was like, is there any negative things attributed, to mushrooms? And he was like, and Paul was like being like weird. He's like, I can't really say, that doesn't really attribute to me to say things like that. So he's like, so Joe's just like, is this mushroom? What's this mushroom do? What's this mushroom do? And he gets the portobello.
Yeah.
And he's like, is there anything with portobello? He's like, well, actually there is a bad thing that comes on that's specific to portobello mushroom. And he's like, it's a disease that can be on there if they're not cooked properly. And Joe was like, well, what can it do? And he was like, I respectfully decline to answer that question because it could be harmful to my future, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what?
He's like, so his face is like,
yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck? I was like, what
the hell
is that, bro? Does he mean like it could like be a biohazard?
It's funny he talked about it was like he kept referring to it as Big Portobello.
Yeah,
Big Portobello's coming.
So many mushrooms that dude knows, and like how many things that
he just sat there and looked at him, which is like. He was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna move on. I think he's serious.
That face too.
Yeah, I think he's going serious. He's
mushrooms are just like, we had Emerson East up on here. I remember we were talking, just about like, the fact that like maybe everybody should try psychedelics, and it maybe isn't for everyone, but I really do think that like, especially just try mushrooms, bro. I think everybody should try mushrooms. I really do. It's just something about them, dog.
It's funny because it came up today because I was messing. I was just joking around, just like, you want to buy some shrooms? Just like, just got into a conversation. It's like, yeah, I believe the same thing. Everyone should, try shrooms. It's like I get why people, weary on acid. It's like a, synthetic chemical people have made, but shrooms, it's like it's different. Definitely different, in that aspect.
And just something that it does, bro. I don't know how the fuck, it's like it's
spiritual.
Magic.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
Magic. It's magic mushrooms.
One thing I want to clear up right now about shrooms is that, like, if you ever hear someone say, like, oh, I talked to a chocolate bar when I was on shrooms. Come on, man.
Like, I mean, maybe you ate an insane amount.
I don't think you're gonna like people just like I've really had people tell me like, oh yeah, but seen like a cartoon face. He's talking to me. I had a whole conversation with this. Look like the Hershey bar from Hershey Park. Just like I don't know. Man.
I have had some goofy moments, but I've never had like a formed something talking to me. But I've heard people say it. And, who am I to deny that? Because I have had some things. Like I told you before you were with me. When me and you had that one trip that didn't go so good for you. But remember my basement? But we went and got some, and we were driving back, and we took them on the way back, like the drive back, and it was pretty far. And I remember.
Okay.
I looked out the window, and I swear, it really was like how the movies are. It was literally just lines, like Star Trek style, like Star Trek space travel, just going by. And I remember just.
I remember that night now.
I was like, "What the fuck? I'd never seen new shit like that before. That was awesome." So I've definitely had like crazy visuals, but I never had them like saying something to me or no shit like that.
Yeah, I've definitely watched trippy videos.
Yeah, maybe of good ones too, right?
If someone has seen that, tell me how much do I got to eat? Like
Paul Stanis was saying 5 grams. That's
5
what he
grams.
said. Yeah, but I guess that's of good shrooms too. But he said like that's they call it the hero's journey.
Wow.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like when you hear people like him, especially talk about it, it's like.
He said he can't legally recommend a dosage, though.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, I think regarding what he does, he's not allowed. It's like a legal liability thing. So, but it'd be great to talk to him. Like on a personal level.
Paul, if you want to come on the show, just let us know.
He'd be definitely up to recommend a couple. But he talks about those turkey tails and the lion's mane mushroom. He says those are good to consume.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and fungi is like where we develop penicillin, like one of our strongest antibiotics.
That's where I was getting that from, is what he was talking about. Like there's a certain kind of like curtain cow or some shit. I don't know what's curtain cow, but there's like a certain kind of one that they grow in Japan.
Right.
That's like grown in Japan that we buy here, that people eat in dishes here. And
shiitake.
I don't think it might have been a branch of shiitake. It honestly might have been. It might have been, but it was like one of them, and like apparently they tested it and it had like radiation like consumed in it, just from being in the air basically. And like
Yum.
he was saying, like when you're growing these things, they're not medicinal, if they're getting grown in like these horrible environments and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like you definitely can't expect you gotta expect a negative effect from anything with the radiation on it. But it's weird how we still have like problems with 2 melted down. I mean we might have more, but I mean like 2 of them, like 2 of the ones on top of my head that I know of. They're still melted down. Yeah, well, I don't think that's done yet, is it?
Well, I'm talking about Chernobyl.
Yeah, I think they're still building that shell over it now.
Oh, were they? I thought they just kept dumping more and more dirt and shit on it.
But I don't know. They're trying to build a shelter over it right now, man.
Doesn't this kind of have an euphoric feeling to it of like Mayan circle style? You ever seen how like they build those like big circles that people would sit in?
No, I isn't familiar with those.
It's like it goes down into the dirt. There's like a layer with a seat, and that layers in, and that layers in one big circle, and it's like seats all around one circle that's in the middle. And they believe like that's where like kind of like Native Americans do like peyote and shit. That's like where the Mayans would do like their spiritual things, And I just picture it like that, and you just have like a fire going in the middle of that circle, and just 30 people, 50 people. We all do mushrooms, right? At that one time. We're just in the middle of nowhere.
Shrooming up in the desert.
In the middle of nowhere, yeah, like fucking Burning Man style, but without any, no music or nothing. We all talk and we all just interact however the shroom takes you. Like, doesn't that just seem like a crazy good time?
Yeah.
It's fun,
but to a lot of people, it's like doing those types of things with people, on an intimate level like that don't interest some people.
It's weird, bro.
Yeah, it definitely is weird because it's like
I actually
you got another thing, huh?
Yeah,
I'm sparking these. I
was just thinking about how like people always say like, oh yeah, I'm scared to do psychedelics and shit like that, or like even like anything, right? Like I'm scared to do weed or anything. And I was thinking about like, the hardest drug I ever did was alcohol. It really was. It's the only drug I ever did where I literally was impaired, where I literally could not make a decision, blacked out. You know what I mean? Like you're not even there.
I mean, you see people who are like, they just can't move because they won't move because they can't move.
Exactly.
They're literally so fucked up. You're just like,
dog. You literally listen. I know you don't like when I say this, but all I'm saying is you could eat some shrooms and poison your body, right, to go down there, which is what it is. Even though it's a positive poison, it's what you are doing, and it does lead to that
poison.
Poison. It is though, but you can do that, and you don't throw up the next day.
I just don't like you throwing the poison word around while I'm on shrooms. I'm just want to clarify.
That's what it is.
I
like it.
I don't know shrooms. It's like poison.
But it's like you're not sick the next day. You know what I mean? But you go and drink that alcohol, you're throwing up the next day. You feel like shit. You're impaired when you're drinking it. Like that is
you can't stop throwing up.
I've been multiple psychedelics, and I've never been ever even close to as impaired as far as my judgment goes as I've been when I was drunk.
Or even your functionality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
exactly.
Literally,
and people out
drinking, your motor skills are fucking shot.
And people are shit-faced drunk and saying, they can't do shrooms. Like
what's the worst thing that drugs could affect on such a high level at the same time? Your motor skills and your fucking judgment.
Your decision making, yeah.
It's just like, boom, right then and there, you have a fucking cocktail for danger, man. It's like literally like what you have with alcohol. Like your judgment goes out the window. Your ability to control things and operate at a high level on any capacity is done. Your coordination done. Your balance done. It's
don't even get me wrong here. Like I'm not even proud to say it. Like I've never drove drunk just because I know what drinking is. But I've drove on ecstasy before. And I mean, nothing happened. I guess you can say the same thing about drinking. You know what I mean? But I didn't feel nowhere near as impaired. I felt like I took something serious and then when I got out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I took it serious. I've never been able to do that when I'm drinking. Like I could never be like, stop spinning.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, of course you're impaired no matter what. But like when you're literally drunk, like it's a different kind. You can't walk. If you can't walk and you get into a car, like
you can't control a fucking car.
Lethal weapon, bro.
Like literally, you at least with ecstasy, you could see fucking straight.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And religiously stay in those goddamn lane lines. Yeah, it's like, if anything, you'll be in the exact center.
Yeah. Listen, if you are drunk and you're about to drive, do some ecstasy. Seriously, bro. I'm telling you, man, you do not feel the effects, man. You do not feel the effects of alcohol.
You want to get sober? You want to hurry up and pass the DUI test? Reach in that glove compartment, pop some ecstasy.
Bro, if you're on MDMA, man, you can drink all day long. You're never gonna feel more drunk than you are like rolling.
Yeah,
you know, man, just don't happen. Like you sweat
snap
it out.
Back real quick, man.
Sweat it out or something.
I'll snap it back real quick, man. If anything, just fall asleep in the back of your car and just go the fuck to sleep.
For some reason, I just picture these mass psychedelic adventures, bro. Like if I was gonna do like MDMA, like we all go to the beach, right? Or like that swimming reservoir, right, with the mountains and everything, the waterfall. You got 50 people, and we all just do MDMA. That's the second MDMA.
We all go up in the mountains and we do some MMA, man. There's nothing like MMA.
Oh wow!
Mountain mixed martial arts. We'll be just like the goats, headbutting out the wild,
throwing some leather.
We're just rolling, bro.
I tell you, we're gonna roll.
Throwing some leather. That's all it is.
I tell you, we're gonna go up in the mountains and roll, and you like bring all this E, and I just attack you with a fly knee bar or something. You know, we roll a knee bar. It's like, oh, bro, man, who's gonna roll? I got some nets set up.
I said, well, if I'm going to wrestle, I got to oil up.
Oh, you thought like MDMA? That's like MMA.
You oil up when you wrestle? Oh, dude, it's great. You're going to love it.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do E later. We do E later tonight. But for some reason, just like mass people doing drugs interest me. Of course, I don't want mass people doing heroin or crack. But like psychedelics. Yeah. I want to go to Burning Man.
You had me sold for a second.
I love to go to Burning Man and just be walking around everybody fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
I like when people are fucked up. They're fun.
Especially when it's not drinking, you know, it's like,
yeah, exactly.
You'll never ever be in a situation where you have 50 people on shrooms. That just won't happen, you know.
Burning Man,
unless you get something like that going, you know.
That's the only one.
It's like, because maybe 4 or 5 people. I mean, that one time we did with like 10 people, but 50, man, a congregation of
that's a lot of people.
Huge group of people, man.
That's a lot of people.
Strangers too, man. Like it's insane to talk to another streaming strangers. Like
it's cool, right? It's cool though, right?
Walk out like Q.
We gotta go to Burning Man, bro. 8th. I feel like that'd be euphoric.
Yeah, I think it'd be crazy. You know,
definitely would be cool.
Definitely would be insane. You know, something
or
like that.
Nightmare, bro. We've talked about that a few times. Nightmare Festival.
Yeah, doing something that way
at the end of October.
See, I don't know. For me personally, it's like the idea of like the camping. Like, I want to do it, but like I don't know how much I'm actually going to enjoy the camping of like a 3-day event of like around all these people in a rave, you know.
See, for me, I just kind of imagine like it's nothing but sleeping. Like it's just a spot for me to sleep, which is all I ever need for any rave I ever enjoy. Like if you just told me I could sleep for a little bit and that rave was going to still be there, I would have partied again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there comes a point where you got to sleep. So to me, it's just the fact of like you can go back. Like I imagine that first night, like I've said it before, I think like that first night you really don't do nothing hard. You know what I mean? You just smoke a little something, you know what I mean? Drink a little something, and you just kind of chill out and just enjoy the spot, you know? Then you got a spot to sleep. That Saturday, you wake up, you just start going wild from the beginning, bro. Wild out all Saturday, you know, and you got a spot to sleep that night. You can sober back up and drive home Sunday. And it's all right there. You know, like we've done it before. Remember with the Philly, like we had to get the hotel and we had to go to the spot, you know, and you had to whip. Like it was a lot of shit.
Hotel's a little different than like just like mass campground.
I think it'd be cool, man, just to be like talking to everyone, just like have somebody right next to you. You know, they got a fire going, they're doing some art or something, you know, like, and then another person, they're fucking dancing. Another person's got a freestyle going or something. There's a bunch of little sections of people just doing different things. I think I'd like to experience that and see if it's as enjoyable as I like it. Like you're saying, you don't know, like I don't know neither, but I think it would be good. I feel like I got to try it once.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do is try.
It was awesome.
You know,
like EDC, right? Like even with EDC, like you're gonna get a spot right there. You know, even if it is a hotel, like everybody's gonna be in the same. When you book that hotel, it's gonna be mainly people that are going to EDC. It is in a hotel.
I prefer like my bougie self one hotel.
Probably just
but
EDC is another thing, man. We should check out maybe once.
Oh yeah, New York.
Yeah.
ABC, New York.
That'd be a hotel for you.
Las Vegas would be crazy.
But see, I like the fact of being able to walk 100 feet and there's my cabin and I can just go, I'm done. You know,
the cabin's different, but like a tent for me, I just like worry about like thievery.
Yeah, tent's kind of next level.
You know.
I like.
You want cabin.
I do want to sleep in a tent. Well, I've slept in a tent. I'm in a teepee. I always been to sleep in a teepee. Just once, just to see how it feels.
Just get it out there.
But yeah, cabin for sure, bro. You lock your doors up and shit,
Yeah, exactly. It's more security because you're storing your 3 days worth of shit.
Exactly.
I got my pot.
Yeah.
Maybe I got my shrooms. Money. Exactly. You got your money.
But I think that would just be sweet, bro.
So
just try it out, see how it feels. See if we like it.
Wear a book bag everywhere, but that just weighs down.
It's like if you get like 10 people, you know what I mean, or 8 people in a cabin, like it wouldn't be that expensive.
No.
And it comes with admission.
Like I see straight.
I see like 8 people cabins for $1,200. That includes admission. They're like, that's good.
That's good as fuck.
Yeah, like $170.
If you know 8 people,
we could get 8 people. We could get 8 people. 6. 2.
I'll just throw 3 out there because I'm being generous tonight. Throw 3. 3-way on $1,200.
We went to go to McNair Fest. We were invited last year. Me and Kenny. We were gonna go, but it was just kind of like a spur of the moment type thing. But it was like, I am gonna do it, man. I am gonna do it. I like that feeling.
We'll talk.
I like the feeling
we'll talk, bro.
Of like a rave, man. I love the feeling of like, talk about meeting strangers. Like that's a good spot to meet some strangers, bro. People are cool. We talked about it.
People are going. They want to have a good time. They want to dance in that way, man. And you got a bunch of people with similar interests. Why'd you come here? Well, to party.
I got so many people that I met like
party
one
too.
time at a rave. On, on social medias.
Yep.
This is one time. It's like, hey, I always
see that meme circulate every once in a while where it's like, it's like shout out to those random people I've met at music festivals.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well in life.
Hope
you're doing well in life. But I mean, you meet good people. I've had some cool experiences, man. Well, I think one of the crazier ones is when we went to my first Life in Cutler. Remember we went to Echo Stage, and I eventually sobered up and went back to get my car. And the battery died. I was just waiting for my shit to get, come get a jump. And someone flipped a fucking Stolo right out in front of the road in front of me. I'm just like, what?
That was just insane.
Yeah, I get out. I'm just go over there. I'm just like, you see this car flipped over. This dude's, getting out. I'm just like, yo, you good, yo? And he's like, yeah, and just like starts like limping off and running. I'm just like, what the fuck just happened,
That's
man?
crazy, bro.
That shit was fucking wild, We're outside of RFK Stadium.
You didn't have to say nothing to the cops or nothing?
No, I mean,
got out of there.
But eventually, I was still waiting. A cop showed up like 15 minutes later, and I was just like, I just said they ran that way,
Rat. That is like Blue Lives Matter. Thank you for your service.
Well, it's like, when cops show up and you're right there, it's like, well, someone stole a vehicle, obviously.
Yeah, I always say like, there's an extent of where it's not snitching. Like obviously, if you witness a murder, you can say what the person
exactly,
was wearing.
Exactly, yeah.
Especially if you don't know the person, you're just like, look, he was wearing a yellow shirt, blue jeans.
Yeah.
Looked like 6 foot.
That's what I got for you, homie.
Is that a rat? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You can't be out here just murdering people.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe he deserved it. But who am I to call? What am I to say? I ain't going to say nothing because he might have deserved it.
He might have deserved that.
You see somebody just get their head blown off, bro, and you're the eyewitness.
Put him out of lineup.
You're not a snitch for helping, bro. I just don't believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what wrong in the world? Oh, but if it's a kid, now it's okay. Or if it's a senior citizen, now we can talk.
Or if it's your brother, now we can talk.
Yeah, yeah, right. If it's your brother,
or your mother, your sister, or so on and
right,
so forth.
Well,
it's like if you want to make your area better, it's just you gotta it's tough to say that when you also don't have the supporting systems to clean that shit up,
Yeah,
but
when you're dealing with real pressure of like I can't say nothing or they're gonna ramp in my crib
and kill me
or kill me
or just kill me. Well, they'll rob me, they'll beat me, then you kill me.
Catch me in the alley.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, I'm now missing.
Catch me at a red light.
I don't understand. It's like how many missing people and eventually show up just murdered.
Missing people are crazy, dog. I hate missing people.
There was that one crazy one last time. That just recently came out. The dude was missing for 10 years. and then they found his body behind one of the freezers, like one of the deep freezers or something, like that he fell behind, and no one knew. And they don't know how long he's been there.
What a horrible way to go, bro.
It doesn't look like and because of the motor, they couldn't hear
Starved to
screams.
death.
Exactly, it doesn't look like anyone did anything to him. He just fell back there, died.
I'll dislocate my arms.
That's so wild, man. Just walking by this guy 10 years.
The worst thing is the documentaries you watch where just kids get abducted, bro. You're just
and you have no idea where they are,
dog,
what happened.
Who in the fuck do you think you are, bro?
Taking a kid.
To take a kid, dog. That is and you just never see him again.
Right.
Someone that never gets seen again. Are you familiar with that Joan Bennett case?
The Joan Bennett, that's not that's the child pageant star, right?
Yeah, she was found in her garage, tied up, and killed. Basically, I think it was her throat slit. They seen that she was getting sexually abused. I guess through the autopsy and shit, and no one ever got booked on that. People think it was the brother, the mom. It was
within the house, right?
I mean, you don't know. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own interpretation of it. No one never got booked with that.
Think about that shit's so scary, bro. It's just what the fuck?
But why in your own house?
Yes.
In your own garage, they killed your daughter? They
raped and killed your daughter.
Right. So they say it was a stranger that did it, but apparently they matched the ransom note to the mother's handwriting, but they still couldn't get a guilty plea or something.
Man.
But it's also it's hard, not the easiest to do.
You find a young mutilated girl in your own house.
And that's why people might believe it was the brother because he was already in the house, But
the fuck?
It's hard to believe that somebody would come in your house, sneak in through her window,
take her down to the
garage,
sexually
molest her, right? Sexually assault her, then take her to the garage, tie her up, kill her. It's a weird.
No one heard.
And then it was the other one that's on Netflix, Where's Johnny? It was just a boy was just out in the yard, playing. Mom looked out there, was playing. Mom looked out again, gone. Straight up missing.
That is just the most insane shit to ever think about.
And that's a crazy one, bro, because the mom is he said he visited her, I think it was twice. He came 12 years later. He came to her randomly or wrote her or something like that. And then was I'm fine, I've been okay or whatever, and then disappeared again. And then 10 years later, she said she's seen him. They met up. I forget if he came to her house or what it was, and they talked, and he was yeah, it's okay that happened or whatever, and that he ran off. But the detectives were saying that they don't believe that she ever seen him. Giving me chills saying that.
Oh my! Whoa! Shit! Yeah, it just sent shit on my spine. It's
whoa. They don't believe that happened.
Whoa! What the hell? So they don't think that she ever got a letter, or that she ever even met up with him.
I don't know if they believe in the letter or not. That might be something they do believe in, but I don't think they believe that they ever met up. Which would be a big thing, and they believe that he was sold to actually it's a Mexican child sex slave trade that was enacted.
Whoa,
yeah, they found a bunch of people and someone that was they busted somewhere, and someone that was there said they seen him there, so that's how they went off of that.
Wow.
Yeah, but they never found that kid.
It's just that's some of the crazy shit to think about. Where it's
I can't imagine the pain, bro. As a parent,
especially with no closure, it's just he was just gone.
It's just that no feeling trace. Of why people adopt kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that horrible feeling, especially as anything, but as a father, should have been there. You know what I mean? But
to protect
you can't watch them 24/7. You can't watch them 24/7.
Yeah, and when you think you're safe, that's when you're most vulnerable. So. In your own backyard.
Because that's just some scary shit, man. You look out there, your kid's there. I could not imagine. Even when my nephew I'm scared to let my even when my nephew's I don't want to tell him to go grab someone in the grocery store.
Immediately then and there, it's you also realize that they've been studying you for some time.
Yeah. Dog. You gotta watch See No Evil, yo.
See No Evil?
Yeah, bro.
Netflix?
Yeah. Talk about some gut-wrenching fucking episodes, dog. Like there is some.
Is that about kidnapping?
It's about abductions and.
So I generally don't like watching shit like that.
Listen,
though,
here's the thing, now, right? Well, I don't know why you might not like it because, of course, they're they have their bad endings. I don't know if that's why I don't like them. But on this one, it's about they put together, they solved the case through video evidence. So, like in some instances, they like show how they put it together through videos, and in other ones, they went back,
right?
And they're like, we need the video from this, 6-8 months ago. We need the video from this, and they piece together. Oh, he was right here at this time. He was right here this time. She was right here. He was right. And it's like they piece it together through just separate. They go to BP and they get let me
this
see
clip.
Let me see your city. Your street clip. And then they see a car drive by. All right, where'd he go? Oh, he must have went up here to Walmart or he went to Burger King.
That's the same car.
They check both of them. Bam, bam, bam. And bro, when you see those abductions live on camera, oh my God, I want to cry thinking about it, dog. I mean, it's just horrific. Like the one I always think about, bro, is like, I think it's episode 2. It's like, a Walmart or a Target, and they go back and it makes me sick thinking about it, bro.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like cringing at like the ideas and thoughts.
They go back and they look at the tape from, I think it was a Target. They look at the videotape and like it's a 17-year-old girl. I think she's 17, teen girl. She's sitting there and she's just looking at the makeup, and then like you can see 2 aisles down, there's this guy just like watching her, bro. It gives me chills talking about this shit, bro. It's cringy as shit.
The most fucking creepiest shit.
And then like she goes around, she's looking at something else, and he like comes around, walks by or walks back around and shit. And she walks out, and like you're watching the videotape, and like her car's like right there, and she's walking down. Like you can't even tell nothing, Like it looks like she just got into her car. But like when they break it down, they go back and they re-look at the videotape, and once the cops get it, they can do different things and shit.
Exactly, yeah.
They slowed it down. And like all you see, bro, like say her car's right here, right? Like say this is the parking lot. Her car's right here. She's walking out of Target. The camera's like right here. She's walking, and all you see, bro, is this blink of an image that goes like this. That's all you see is just two little, it's like, how they break down in frames. Yeah. All you see is just 2 seconds of a frame, bro. And when they slow in and stop it and zoom in, you can see it's a guy that's like crouched down. The same guy that was in the videotape, crouched down, coming at her in the car. So like he ran up, he just grabbed her, pushed her right into the car, came around the other side, with a gun basically, and was like, don't do nothing, came around, got in.
Drove off.
And they drove off. And you wouldn't even see it unless you slowed down that videotape and watched it, what somebody was watching her. You wouldn't even know. You really wouldn't. And
just great police work right there,
Yeah, but either way, the girl was dead,
Yeah.
Because it's usually you got like 2 hours or something like that, because they usually try and, assault and then kill. Like there was another one where it was like the same thing, but the guy didn't go inside. He was just waiting outside, The guy just got out, bro, like 2 days ago for rape. Oh, and he's literally sitting outside on like a Walmart bench, and he's just watching as people go by.
Just waiting.
And he sees one. He goes and he takes her, kills her in the woods, rapes her. And that's it. Goes back to jail for life, but she's dead. You know what I mean? Just what the fuck?
It really is just gut twisting to think about shit like that.
I always said, like, you got the biggest balls ever to do home invasions and kidnappings. Like, you're just so blazing. You know what I mean? You're just completely disrespecting consequence. Like think about you wake up. You wake up to someone in your house, bro. Like, you're ready to kill. That's like, I'm a fan of like, certain things that you shouldn't do. You got some
fucking balls, guy.
But for me, it's like, you break into someone's home. You break into someone's home. I don't care what happens, bro. You don't break into someone's home. It's a different step. You rob someone on the street. Hey, we're out here in the world. That's what it is. When you come into someone's domain where my family is and I'm sleeping, I'm killing you, bro. You're
going to fucking die. Exactly.
I'm going to try to kill you. You better hope I don't get a chance to immobilize you or whatever it is. You better hope I don't get a chance, bro.
Exactly.
I'm going to try and kill you. There's no going to be, I got you in a rear naked or something like that. I'm just going to put you to sleep and let you go, and I'm going to call the cops. It's not going to be that, I'm going to literally be thinking you tried to kill me. I'll be thinking like a maniac. You tried to kill me, my girlfriend, my dog. Bro, you're dying here. This will be the last breath you ever take.
Stepping in this goddamn household, boy.
Period. You're never stepping into another household. You ain't never getting that chance again. And I don't give a fuck what nobody said. You can try and put me on trial or whatever, bro. You don't step into someone's house.
Yeah, no, and like it's weird that like they have like kind of like laws like against those types of things.
I know.
It's like what? Like you came to this fucking household, man.
I've heard certain instances. Like I told you about they got the same show called Hear No Evil, where it's just audio to put together. And there was a pretty bad one where a guy was like obviously on some demonic shit where like he's hiding bodies so he can shoot the next person, and he's talking to him after he shoots him, like, got you, bitch. Shit like that, you know?
The fuck?
Super crazy
fuck,
PTSD.
Like,
listen, but this guy had his house broken in like 7 times in like a month. So on Thanksgiving, these 2 people broke in and he killed them both, but on audio, like he recorded it. He's a sick dude. Like he did some, like he set it up. He like moved his truck so they didn't think he was there. He had a spot set up. So when they came right down the door, he shot the guy. And then the girl comes down like, Michael, are you down here? And he got you, bitch. Bam. He says, he says something like, can't believe you ain't dead. This ought to do it. Shoots her in the head with the right. Like, yeah, so there's definitely cases, right?
Right, exactly.
But at the same time, you don't break into someone's house.
Though,
you don't break into someone's house. It's simple as that, bro. I think on Thanksgiving. They're crazy, dog. Like, maybe he deserves some type of time, but I don't think that guy deserves life in prison. I really don't, bro. And maybe he is crazy. But for that, you don't break into people. Exactly. It's just like, let's say you're at a park, right? And you're sitting there and you're watching one of your kids. You look over and another one of your kids, somebody's grabbing and running to a truck with. You know what I mean? They're waiting for it. And you run full speed and you catch that guy.
You're going to probably fucking kill him.
Are you going to stop beating that guy?
I'm probably fucking kill him.
You're going to beat him until someone's going to physically stop you. Multiple people are going to have to physically stop you. I'm going to try and end your life. So that's what I say when it's kidnapping and home invasions, that's next level shit where it is what it is.
Revenge, where it's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Bro.
You're going to be
I always talk about it. Mounted headbutts. Where you just hold down their hair in a mount position.
Elbows after that.
Just headbutt. Just over and over into the nose, bro. You just end lives quick, dog. Just smash their face in.
And then you just fought with a couple bows. But you're still awake.
12-6. 12-6 right here. You know what I mean? You're just like, I don't think, bro, that person's done for in my eyes, yo. There ain't no way. You can't bring that type of threat to my wooders, bro. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Don't encroach on my territory.
I'm all civ now, bro.
Don't encroach on my territory. Just because you got that shipbuilding
technology. Don't align your military on my coast, bro.
Don't align with, especially 2 dudes coming here. You'll both get fucking. Don't allow me.
I really don't blame anyone, man. That's insane shit.
They've had a couple cases like where there was that one guy who found that babysitter was like raping his son. He came home early, raping his son. He just beat the living shit out of him. He didn't die though, but his face was beat in like terrible.
Was it like a Spanish guy and his shit was all swelled up?
I don't know if it was a Spanish guy, but he was like I don't know, fair complected. I don't know. But I mean, like his face was just like alien eyes, just like.
All I know is I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's all I can tell you is I'm gonna try. Either you're dying or I'm dying.
You're done.
It's simple as that, bro.
Don't. Especially coming for the kids, man. Coming for the kids.
Anything, bro. I mean, if it's a possession, whatever, you can steal my car. I ain't gonna try and beat your head in. But you try and hurt my family. You try and steal my dog, I'll beat your head in. You know what I mean? Like that's my family.
Bro,
like
exactly.
I'm just gonna do whatever I can. Like I said, either you die or I die. I mean, it's simple as that. It's the only way out of this, brother.
So I think the takeaway from here is don't come in Newell's house
unless you're ready to either kill or be killed. Because I could never be that person. Like obviously, if you come in with a gun and I'm sleeping, I wake up to a barrel in my face.
I'm on the short end here, buddy. So
it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I'll try and finesse, but I'm at a disadvantage there. But like I come in, even if you got a knife, bro, don't tell me don't better not say a word. You know what I mean? Don't tell me calm down, you know what I mean? Or try and like, you know what I mean? Like
the best thing you could do too, to be honest. That's probably one of the best things you could do.
I'm gonna be like, you know, it's weird to put yourself in that situation because I don't want to sit here and try and sound like some type of badass.
You know what I mean? Tough guy. Over
you like to think like you have the adrenaline and you're scared too, but you're just like I think it might even be put something, but I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. You know what I mean? Because that's the first thing. You just want to be like, I don't know if this. What if he's with three?
Fuck you say to me?
What if he's with and now we're fighting? Now we fight to the death. As soon as I hear that, oh, it's one of these. Bam. You know what I mean? But like you're hoping it's a 16-year-old or something. You can just scare them, just diffuse the situation. If you want to run after him, but get him out of your house. Get him away from your family.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm saying.
There was a video I seen recently where apparently there was a mother and her daughter were just like hanging out at their house, and then like they got a knock at the door, and it was just this guy, random guy with a kitchen knife drawn, just like trying to stab her. And she ran him around the house, and eventually ran out of her house, making sure that he followed her, and she kept running down the street away from her daughter in the house. Just got him out the house. That was her instinct, She eventually ended up getting stabbed 21 times.
Did she live?
She lived. Yeah, she's recovering in a hospital. I think she sent in a voice message to the news station or whatever. But but yeah, I mean,
crazy people.
You gotta get about that.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you a story, bro, but when I was a kid, dog, when I lived on Mount Pleasant down Highlandtown, there right there on the corner was a Mount Pleasant Inn. I lived like 4 houses up from the Mount Pleasant Inn, and above used to be one of my friends. I ain't even gonna put names out there, right? Know. But he lived above Mount Pleasant Inn. And I'm sitting there one day at my house, bro, and I just remember all these fucking 50 police pull up, 20 fucking fire trucks, all so on, and the whole street blocked off and everything, and we never knew what happened for a long time, until the papers came out and shit, bro. My friend, literally, who I hung out with every day, played tag, rode bikes with, dog, straight up was, as the story goes, his mom had problems in her head. Straight up was playing a video game, asked his mom to make a sandwich. She made the sandwich, yo. When she came up, she brought the knife with her. Another thing gives me chills talking about it, bro. Dog, she went in his room and put the dresser in front of the door, yo.
What the fuck?
And literally came at him and mounted him. And he got stabbed like 30 fucking times in his chest and his back and everything. And he escaped and lived. He lived, bro.
What the fuck?
We seen him after that, bro, when he takes his shirt off. It's like fucking battle scars, bro. Fuck? Just everywhere, yo. It's just a big blade, dog. A big blade. A kitchen knife that you cut like veggies with and shit. God. And he lived. His mom blocked their door and mounted him and stabbed him over 20 times.
Fuck,
like
man.
Something is seriously wrong with some people.
But these motherfuckers out here, man, especially like people out here ill, not getting treated, just sick motherfuckers, man.
It's funny because that same person, right? They're going to be a fiend, and people will be like, "Stop being a fiend." And you're just like,
"Pull yourself up, buddy."
Right? Like, I did it. Meanwhile, he's just like pointing at his scars, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't think people understand. What are you gonna say? That's in the past? No, that's every day. You live with that every day.
You gotta get over it.
That's a nightmare,
bro.
What
the fuck, bro?
That's a nightmare.
Exactly. You live with that every fucking day. You live with that every day. You have some memory of that. Come on. You live with that every goddamn day, man. That's one of the crazy. That's one of the crazy stories I've ever heard, bro.
Yeah.
Remember you telling me that? I think like in middle school, I was just like, or like. Maybe even after chilling, high school type, timeline. So
it's just
totally forgot that. That's just what the hell,
people
man.
People are crazy, bro. That's all. That's just
people like the mind is a powerful thing. Like the decisions it can take.
Yeah, and how far it can push itself,
and how far it can commit itself. That's like right. This is the right thing to do. Correct thing to do, whatever, based off whatever type of urge that they had at that time, man.
Dog, like another crazy time I remember is like my aunt's boyfriend back in the day. Was actually on America's Most Wanted, bro. There was actually a video of it from a dash cam. Bro jumped off the fucking Key Bridge, bro. Jumped off the Key Bridge, ran from the cops, high on Tulane, ran from the cops on a fucking speed chase and ran out of gas on the bridge.
There's a story that someone I know told me again trying to keep the names, but she had a friend whose mother worked at the ER, and she came home one day and told them both a story, that happened that night about They had this guy come in, with severed legs. His legs were cut off at the kneecaps. He was running from the cops, high as shit on like PCP or something. He didn't have his seatbelt on. He crashed, got ejected from the vehicle where his legs were torn off at the knee. And still somehow was getting up and running on those torn off legs and trying to get away.
Is insane.
What the fuck?
The body is truly insane.
High as fuck, running on bloody, ripped off nubs for legs. They were literally pulling rocks out of his like flesh wounds. Like, what the hell?
You just keep fucking going and going and going.
But really, like, you keep going.
But I mean.
Like, what? Did that guy have heart or what? Is that what you call that? Or just a very serious PCP problem?
I mean, we've all felt that adrenaline rush, But like, with my aunt's boyfriend and shit.
That's another one. That's another story.
He said he swam for 3 hours straight, bro, to get to land.
What the fuck? Was that boat crash or something?
No, I told you, he ran out of gas. He was running from the cops.
Oh, he's the one that jumped off.
He jumped off. He swam for 3 hours straight to get to land, bro. He said, I did on Tulane, just high as shit on Tulane. He said, I did every swim possible. Backstroke, underwater, over top, swam underwater. You know what I mean? So I did everything he could. Bro, he got to land. He went to a bar. Literally, a bar. It would be like, could I use your bathroom? Somebody seen him on the news, ratted him right out. Swam the whole way from
What the fuck, man? This is the most insane fucking story.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say before I forget, but it dragged me into that. Of like, they were talking about, there was a boxer back in the day, like Woohoo Chu or some shit like that. I'm guessing he was Asian.
I'm not related to him.
He died in the ring. Also, a boxer back in the day.
I might be related to him.
And this is when they enacted, like, better care for fighters and shit. He died in the ring, and later on, bro, his mom committed suicide. His brother committed suicide. The ref that was in the fight committed suicide. I think his trainer might have tried to or committed suicide, bro. It was like everyone involved just felt horrible, bro. And
what the hell?
All killing themselves, dog.
God, man. They're all harboring some type of guilt.
Yeah.
Whether his mom trying to support him or his trainer trying to push him, the ref not stopping it. Wow, man. It's just powerful. What the mind feels, the emotions you feel, how powerful they can be.
Like we talked about like that first Medal of Honor that was filmed. Like that guy Chapman.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or them lone survivor guys.
John Chapman just running, throwing hands. Man.
With more than 12 bullets in him. Still fighting. Something about it.
It's just that warrior gene, bro.
But it's like you've seen it. Like you see it in animals too.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You push someone that far,
You see a fucking deer out there with fucking one leg. You know what I mean? Still trying to get it. Like, it's just human natural instinct of like, the fact is, like, a lot of times you're already going to die.
Yeah.
Like, your body even probably knows it, but it just goes into that full, it's like you're emptying the tank, right?
You're trying. Yeah, exactly.
You empty the tank.
You're trying to give yourself the best possible, chance of survivability at that moment. That's what you're doing.
You're just trying to make it last as long as you can.
You're trying to live. You're trying to live.
You ever said maybe 72 hours where that guy got stuck? James Franco.
What is it? Oh, yeah.
About that jogger.
Yeah, he had to cut off his own arm.
Cut off his own arm, bro. After he dislocated it.
Trying to pull it out.
Had to hack through the bone with a Swiss Army knife.
Jesus.
But you do whatever you got to do to survive.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're trapped. Some people might just die there, Some people might not cut off their arm.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
This is like kind of like that thing where I would argue with Gary about, where I would just keep going. I think you're going to. Like, you could tell me all day long. You could be like, I'm not going to do that. I'll just die.
I'll give you that.
I'll always be like, it's not you, bro. It's not you making that choice. It's literally your brain goes, no, motherfucker, you don't understand. I'm here to live, baby. I don't care if I got to cut off all 4 limbs. We live.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Just traveling through the canyon after that with one arm is just like.
It's like that thing everywhere. It's like that thing of saying like you can't drown yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot drown yourself.
You can't like choose to like.
Of course, I guess you could put weights on yourself and jump in the ocean.
You can't like choose to kill yourself.
You can't,
especially in that type of situation.
You can't go in the bathtub and hold your
fight
head underwater
to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I get what you're getting at now, man. I see.
You're always just gonna.
I feel you on that, but I think it won't be 100.
You ever remember that show?
Some people don't got it.
I just think most people won't get it done.
Some people don't got it.
I think everyone will attempt it. I just think some people won't get it done.
Yeah.
But you ever see that show? I Shouldn't Be Alive.
Yeah,
that was a good one, wasn't it?
That's a great show. That's a great show.
But there was one I remember on there where like the guy was trying to jump like by the water. He was jumping like on the beach down to another rock. And he just missed it or like fell off the edge or something like that and broke his hip, bro, in like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he had to like crawl through like
he said he used his backpack. Like he put a knife on his backpack and he would just like stab the ground and pull himself just for miles, bro. What the fuck?
It's through the fucking forest floor over rugged terrain. Just like people survive crazy shit. I think one of the worst ones is just being in the middle of the ocean on one of those fucking flimsy rafts.
It's funny that you said that. I was just
flimsy
about to say that.
rafts.
But listen, Steve, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of places. I'm not trying to say I'm ultimate badass. There's a lot of spots you could put me in that I think I would probably. I'm not gonna say I think I would die, but I probably would die in. Right? If you put me in awesome situations, I really believe if it has to do with water, I will not die. Just because of my sheer fear, yo.
It's just gonna drive you.
You got a better chance of killing me in a desert.
It's gonna drive you the whole time. Yeah, just keep going. A little bit more.
I swear, bro.
A little bit more.
I'll sacrifice anything to not be in that water.
Oh, every day. I mean, especially like those little flimsy rafts. You got sharks around you. Sunlight.
It probably wasn't the best time to talk
about
it, but when I was bringing up that cannibalism at college gender reveal and shit, people were all, kind of spectacle and shit. And I was just talking about that. I was just like,
when you bring up cannibalism, it's touchy.
I know, but I got worse, and I was just trying to explain to them, like, if we were all on like a deserted island and it came down to it, I would kill you and eat you. You know what I mean? Like it's not me. This is the thing I'm trying to say is it's not me doing that. I'm not saying I would kill. I like to think I wouldn't, I'm not saying I would, like I have a passion to kill someone if I'm on the island. I'm saying like, I think that's what it becomes.
It pushed to that moment.
You get to that point where you're just like, you're so hungry, bro.
And you're surviving.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like you like to think like, I'm obviously not going to kill like people I care for. I wouldn't kill. I like to think I wouldn't kill you. I wouldn't kill Tyler. I wouldn't kill certain people. But it's like, especially if it's a stranger, you don't feel so empathetic.
I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna eat them.
I'm here to eat, bro.
I'm gonna eat.
But like, if I feel like if it was somebody I loved, probably would just die together. But you might hit that survival part where I'm saying it's not you.
Exactly, where you have adrenaline rushing through your veins. You have hunger. You're delirious. You're probably dehydrated.
I don't think people understand really what hunger does to people.
You're dehydrated, and there's some food right in front of you.
Isn't that crazy when they say like I always just love thinking about it. Well, not love thinking about it, but just it's a crazy thing of when Americans first found the Jewish Holocaust camps that, those people were so starved, that you could see their ribs and shit. They couldn't give them all the food and water they wanted because they would literally kill themselves. Like you
slowly,
when you're that hungry, you can't fill yourself. You know what I mean? Like you can't eat enough to fill yourself. You eat until you literally can't feel it. Like your stomach's not used to it.
Your stomach's gonna stretch to the point of ripping or something.
Or you get water intoxication, or your intestines can't break it down, so they had to like slowly ration them back to eating.
And getting healthy again.
That's another thing I learned is that it's the first 6 months is definitely recommended, but like I always wonder because like why don't you give babies water? You know what I mean? A baby can't have water.
Yeah, they can't
in the first 6 months because they're 75% water when they're born. Humans are only 62% apparently. So when you give them that extra, it just goes straight to their brain. They get water intoxication.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting right there, bro. Oh man, wow.
That's the same thing I told you before about MDMA. Like if you do a bunch of MDMA and you don't process, like you're not letting out as much water as you're bringing in, you just keep drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. You can get water intoxication too.
Right.
Pressure build up on your spine and shit like that.
Huh. That's just so wild to think about, another one thing I was talking about earlier was when kids are like coming up like that, when they do get to the point where they can drink water, they're not drinking water, they're drinking juice and shit. Like like the amount of people giving people like kids apple juice and shit consistently, it's like bro, grape juice, all that stuff.
That
you know,
shit
it's like, come on,
sugary as fuck, bro.
Exactly. It's like they're not even drinking water at that moment. You know, they're always drinking that juice.
I'm constantly trying to explain, bro. As a person with teeth problems, you know what I mean? That constantly trying to explain to my nephews, you know, like, I know that shit tastes good, bro. Trust me, I was eating it too. You know what I mean? I know how good it tastes, but that shit is not good for you, bro. It's gonna deteriorate your body. It's gonna deteriorate your teeth.
Everything, exactly. You know, it's gonna deteriorate everything. But I think on that note, bro, I think it's like a good time to call it right there. You know,
another great one.
Yeah, another feel good one. You know, feel it out. You know, we're trying to get more guests on here. We're gonna start improving our shit.
We're gonna be missing for the weekend, people. We got some adventures to take care of. Check us on Monday. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll be back live on Monday. Shoot another cast. You know, have some shit lined up. We appreciate everybody tuning in. You know, like and subscribe. You know, share it. We appreciate it all.
Have a great one, people.
I did not know that I had water intoxication shit.